Welcome back. I'm Jackie Jing with Kicksen in Tarot, and we just wrapped up day 4 of the Canadian Division. Mirage getting that NA qualifier spot. Kickstart, all right, were you doing like jumping jacks? I couldn't see what you were doing, but
you want me to do jumping jacks?
No, I don't know. I just saw this.
Yes, I do. Begin.
Okay,
Please start.
we'll do some jumping jacks.
Oh my gosh,
jumping jacks. I don't really understand.
No! Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna hit over the fucking. All right, we did like.
That was pretty good.
Like 3.
That was pretty good.
I almost knocked over the backdrop.
Eat your heart out,
Kix.
Milosh.
Did Milosh do jumping jacks on stream?
Yeah. What?
He did the Get Fit with 6 thing way back. Remember?
Oh.
Where they did the.
Right.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, there
time
you go.
Flies.
Staying fit, very important. Thank you for emphasizing that and drilling that home for everyone at home, Kix. Appreciate it.
I mean, you asked.
I did.
I
Thank
demanded,
you.
actually. I did not ask.
He demanded, and you asked, yeah.
Anyway, we're all here for a reason, right? Really excited to get to some Canadian Challenger League play. Let's pull up the bracket, gentlemen. How do you feel about that? Let's roll it.
How do I feel about the bracket?
Let's bring up the. I feel good.
No,
about
how do
the
you
bracket.
feel about
I feel
bringing
good
it
about
up? Okay, let's bring it up.
Feelings
Why
are
did I
strong.
even ask that? Moving on to some Challenger League action. Okay, so today's a little bit different. We'll be watching Canada CL play. We have been watching US CL play typically during this time spot. But today, Oblivion will take on Honor. The winner of this matchup gets first seed for stage 2. Also, this is important. You can watch the other teams in this bracket on the Rainbow Six YouTube channel tomorrow afternoon if you would like. So there you go. There's our bracket, folks. And I know that Kickson and Tara were very enthusiastic about that, bringing that up on your screen.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there you go.
Very, very excited about it. Unfortunate forfeit for PDHM. You don't get to see them play. Windstorm gets granted a relatively free W, so that's good. I mean, I'm
That's
sure they're
nice.
probably very happy about that. Oceanus and Axios are orgs that I've heard of before. I think they've been kicking Axios in particular. I think set a team in or around Rainbow Six for quite a while. I don't assume it's the same team, but it's good to see them still involved. And obviously, Honor is, as an organization, has competed at DreamHack. They've been around the scene for quite a while. Obviously, this is a different roster than they had before.
Okay. So Honor versus Oblivion today. And we don't know terribly much about these teams. So let's just get right into the matchup. What do y'all think about that?
Yep, I think that's good.
Let's go for it then. I'm going to let y'all prep for the matchup. I'll be back later. Have fun, gentlemen. See you later.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated. We'll bring up the map Veto very quickly for you on your screen just so we can get the maps underway. Once we vanquish Jackie to the Shadow Realm from your screen as she sits there. And
Oh, okay.
Hocus Pocus Vanquish.
Jackie is canceled. We have canceled her. She said y'all too many times. She's from LA. She's canceled. No y'all in LA. I don't know when it joined the South, but not today. Anyway, bring up the map veto system for you as we bid farewell to Jackie Jing, and we'll get the maps sorted out once again. It is very challenging to get information on these teams given the fact that they play in the shadows. And the good news is by the kind graces of Ubisoft and Faceit, they will now be community casted as was announced by Jackie Jing, so you'll be able to watch the matches tomorrow.
Yay.
Or tomorrow, if you are Canadian. First map is going to be Oregon and then Coastline. We have a lot of wall-to-wall Oregon action. Every team seems to love to play it. Honor is going to be starting on defense. Oblivion will be starting on attack on Coastline for the second map. There goes Consulate. You've got Cafe and Clubhouse still up on the board. We'll wait to see which the next one is gone. Cafe is gone, so Clubhouse will be the ultimate decider. And you've got Oblivion starting on defense for that one.
So we've got Oregon Coastline Clubhouse. I'm excited to get that underway. Of course, given that we don't have any information about these teams, there's not a lot to really say in regards to what we expect. So we just have to hope that the teams are ready and hope that we've got Oregon on the docket all ready and lined up to begin. The teams are already in the lobby, so as soon as they tell us that they're ready, we should be able to get right in. They both sound really excited for this match, by the way. You guys can't hear them, but they're brimming with anticipation.
Was it a Rocky Horror Picture Show quote or?
No, is that a
Because
reference?
it's shiver with anticipation. That's why. So,
Oh, no.
yeah, I just want to make sure. We'll get things underway though. The match is ready. The very first time that we have Canada Challenger League on the Rainbow Six channel. Rejoice!
Woo! Maple syrup!
Rejoice. A great day for Canada and therefore the world, as is tradition. Honor will be starting on defense on Oregon. It's Oblivion's map pick. So we'll see what the bands come out. There is some options here. Maverick and Thatcher are usually always quite common, but we're going to go sideways and we're going to need a Monty band to start things off.
I like it. I like it, Parker. Do you like it?
I like it a lot.
Okay. So I'm guessing that Honor knows something about Oblivion that we don't. Usually when a Monty is banned, it's a very targeted ban. There are occasions where Monty will be comfort banned, but given that he's kind of far outside of the meta, that is uncommon. Thatcher will be banned, as you forecasted, Parker, so good on you for that. Mira, the next ban out. So we've got a lot of good options here. With Thatcher banned, it could be a Kaid. There's Echo, Maestro still available. Valkyrie is a big one. So you can tell Honor is deliberating on this. They're thinking a lot, trying to figure out what would be best for their attacks. And the final result is, drumroll please. Oh, Clash, okay, wow. Talking about left turns. They got rid of a Monty and a Clash. Are they cheating, Parker? Because I the last time I saw that happen was in a ranked match, and there was a blatant cheater on the other team who just didn't want his bullets to not hit me.
Yeah, I definitely think that we should call a Canadian Challenger League team a bunch of cheaters as a joke.
Come on, everybody knows I'm kidding. But no, okay, fair enough. Obviously, that's not what's going on. So that seems like maybe either A, a comfort thing.
They're not cheating.
Like I said, yeah, they're not cheating. Either A, a comfort thing, or B, also could be that they have information on their opponents that we don't have. I think A is more likely. We're looking at a situation where sometimes you just want to get rid of things that you don't want to play against. And if you don't know much about your opponent, then that's always the best bet.
All right, well, Boomski had a sixth picked off of the Hibana and onto the Thermite. That is more of a stylistic choice, I think you could say, especially on this map. Thermite is a much stronger operator when you are looking at taking those flat walls, and I can imagine that it being a greater challenge to open up Attic and then the Master Closet with 6 X-Kairos pellets, times 3, of course. Whereas a single exothermic charge is going to do an excellent job of opening both of them up lickety-split. As you can see from the side of Honor, Pox unlocks the man himself, a Twitch streamer as well, same with Mr. Envision. Pox unlocks is going to be bringing mute, so he's going to have mute jammers that he can put down wherever he'd like. Pox has previously played in the Canada division. I believe Wolfseason and Envision have as well, playing in the Canadian Nationals last year, and Pox played the Canada Finals, actually, at EGLX in 2019, if memory serves me correctly.
Parker, are we going with Bassa or Baka?
I mean, I'd go with Baka.
Okay. Let's do it. That's the second one now.
The second one, what?
Second Baka in Siege Community.
Oh, yeah, Baka Brian.
Yeah. I wonder how he's doing.
He doesn't really play video games. He just draws inappropriate art now.
Oh, right. Yeah. Lots of art.
This is a very early push on a Pox, by the way.
Yeah.
He gets a whole bunch of explosives at his feet, both of them from Pyrex, but it's his teammate, actually, who goes down first. Say goodbye to Envision. It's Cabal.
All right.
Get the very first kill.
He's playing inside of the garage. Interesting position for a defender to be in this kind of a defensive setup. And easy pick for Oblivion right off the bat. Also did a little bit of damage to Pox, so that's good. They've also got control underneath the site, so they can open up below using those impacts from Zofia. Looks like they've already used both of them, though. So hopefully, for Oblivion, they've got the angles that they wanted. Pox has got
they'd use them to shake. They'd use them to shake Pox out, right? There goes is that a frag grenade from Baka that's going to sail on in?
Yes, sir.
And now drone. Pox has been spotted. Boomski is hot on the case. The dual B operators of OB, but That's Tech, who's been called on up to action, gets swatted down by Cabal. Second kill for OB. Down goes Cabal, though, as Honor is just cleaning up. They'll find 2 kills, and with it, they've got a decent grasp of Attic. The disappearing act from the Maverick as Baka just drops, and leaving Frosty to try to pull off and execute. Baka goes right back into Attic as the diffuser is just by the hatch. They'll need to pick it up. 45 seconds left. This action actually came quite early for both of these teams, and it could possibly drag out now as Frosty and Becca are nowhere near one another. A vault in from Frosty as he manages to avoid the flashbang, but it's a dipsy-do around the bunks. He'll end up winning the fight against Wolfsies. That's a 2v2 with 30 seconds left.
So a lot of time for these attackers, but the HP on Frosty does not build confidence. He'll be finished off by Pox, who, to be fair, gets the headshot, leaving all the pressure on Baka's shoulders. He has to get Pox. 1 bullet will take him down, but he's not going to pre-aim. Oh, he will perfectly, actually. As he takes down Pox, he now only has to win against Maple, but the shotgun should win this fight for the Maple Leaf. Nice and easy. He'll finish off Baka, and Honor will take round number 1. He's even got the charm, Parker.
Yeah. That's a really, the sight colors, sight casings. What's the official term for it?
It's the,
how they have
the sight camo, optic, or no, attachment camo, I think.
That's the one.
Yeah. And in the one that they have in the battle pass is what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's the copper.
It
I didn't know it was something I wanted, but now I need it.
Yeah. I use that one too. I use it with the ruby skin, the ruby camo. It looks really good. You know what else you could do, Parker? I found this out. This is really fun.
Tell me.
You can take a silver charm, any kind of charm that has like some kind of silver or you know, grayish kind of color. And oh, Wolfsies is doing a moonwalk. We might get a disconnect in a second here. If we do, we'll probably have a rehost so we can continue on with our stories. We'll find out, though. Yeah, there he goes. Okay. So, of course, the rehost will be called. The admins will confirm or deny it. They'll confirm it. So, we're coming back to us. Anyway, so as I was saying. So, what you could do is you can take the attachment camo from the battle pass because it has 3 different colors. The barrel attachment is silver. The optic is copperish. And then the grip is like black, right? So, you can take that camo, take off your optic, no sight, so just use iron sights, and then put a suppressor on a gun, and then use diamond camo, and then that silver charm I talked about, and it all just looks really good. It like really vibes together, because you got the like it doesn't even have to be a suppressor. You can use an extended barrel, or you could just use like a normal barrel attachment, but that's not fun. The only thing is that of course you don't have an optic, so it makes it really hard to play. But no, it looks really cool. Style points for sure.
There's only a couple operators that I would ever play who have a gun without an iron sight. So,
or with an iron sight?
Sorry, that's it. Yeah, without a sight. With an iron sight.
Yes. That's an awkward position to find yourself in, and it's especially weird when you do it deliberately. I remember how many times have we seen, Parker, at a LAN, a player who didn't fully equip all of his operators find himself on an operator that he just like didn't have attachments on and just had to wing it.
Remember Doc Shotgun?
Yeah.
In Gamescom?
I remember that, yeah.
You and Bloodbath were cast then, you're like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm. And
and they won the round.
I don't think he even had a grip on it. That was the thing that was so puzzling.
No, he did not have a grip on it. It was just stock. He just played a Doc for whatever reason.
Yeah, and we were so puzzled because if you're gonna bring it, then you may as well put the grip on. That's one of the things about the GIGN, right? Yeah, the GIGN shotgun that's so good is that it's got that grip, and honestly, the lack of recoil, vertical recoil, really makes it feel kind of laser beamy. It's one of the other good shotguns besides the SAS one, but it doesn't get used as much because you typically want to bring the MP5.
Yeah, the operators that it's on, you're going to run the F2 if you're Twitch. You're going to run the Vector if you're Lion. You're going to run the MP5 or even the P90 if you're Doc or Rook. Mm-hmm. Which is kind of surprising is we don't really have anything to dive into here on this first round with how dorms played out.
I'm enjoying this conversation. I'm having fun.
Yeah, I'm having some GTs. That doesn't stand for gin and tonics. That stands for good times right now, and I'm having some good times with my buddy Michael right here. Okay, so we're gonna talk about this. Okay, and if you have a problem with it, you have a problem with Michael and I. Okay.
It couldn't be, right?
Anyway. No, I was with the fact that they're recycling through guns for the last couple operators. I was kind of hoping that we would have seen the GIGN shotgun. Like that would have been a perfect gun to give to Warden. I don't know about you, but I feel like it's more consistent.
It is.
It hits like a truck, and it's more consistent than the SAS shotgun.
It's up there for sure. I think they're like both equal contenders. I think it's the again, I think it's the attachment that you can put the grip on it that makes it feel so consistent, because genuinely I feel the lack of recoil, you don't have to reset your aim as much, you know? It's almost like you feel more in control of where your shots are landing. And I know that sounds kind of weird and random with a shotgun. People say the same thing about like a DMR or a sniper. It's like, what does it matter? But then once you once you don't have that recoil, you really notice it. You're like, whoa, my shots, they're just landing more consistently. So yeah, maybe, I mean, it could have something to do with that. But like, it's also like in terms of spread and actual damage, it's on par. They're on par with each other.
But I'm not a stats nerd, okay?
Yeah. I mean, I
just go by gut, okay? And my gut says it's a better gun.
Get Rogue 9 in here.
Hey guys, Rogue 9 here.
I'm going to, with my beautiful voice, tell you the difference between the SAS shotgun and the GIGN shotgun, and which is superior and why.
I feel like we both have a future in the Rogue 9 cosplay business.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can't grow a beard.
Oh, he can grow a beard.
Yeah, well, yeah, Rogue can definitely. He's got a big bushy beard.
Oh, he can grow a big old beard.
He's got a big beard, yeah. And I when I don't shave for like a month, I get a little bit of like a tiny little fuzz.
I've seen the duster that you grow on that top lip that you call a mustache.
I don't call it a mustache. I legit say peach fuzz.
Disgusting.
I can't do anything about it though. That's genetics,
Disgusting.
Man. Disgusting. I know that from something. I've heard that.
It's the old Scottish lady meme.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I remember that.
All right, do you want to break down round number 1 now that we're back in the game?
Round number 1 was a bit of a mess. It was the attackers coming from below. It honestly, I think, could have gone either way. It was up in the air. One thing that I noticed is that the attack was really quick. They were way too quick, actually. I've seen this before, and actually, I'm used to experiencing this in my own ranked matches, where I'll be playing and my teammates will be like, okay, I gotta go. And they, we have like 2 minutes left in the round. Everyone's got drones, and it's 5v1, and everyone's like rushing the last guy, that sort of vibe. I kind of got that for that last round, where it's just people are so caught up in the flow of the round, they feel convinced that they need to push all the time, and they never take any moment to like stop, figure out what's going on, get information, use utility, execute on site as a concerted force, which is a stark contrast. In fact, I'd say the exact opposite of what we saw in the Canadian division in the previous match today.
So round number 2, already a slower pace. It was really quick round number 1. I was thinking, okay, well, the execute's going to need to come out. I look at the clock. Holy moly, there's 50 seconds left.
Yeah.
So much time for Oblivion to play with. So much time, but ultimately wasn't enough.
I mean,
it was a 1v1.
Right. It comes down to the kills at that point. Wait a minute. Hey, what? What's going on right now? There's a plant, and Ella's going to rush it and deny the plant. But he'll die in response. I'm not sure what exactly the plan was there for Oblivion. It doesn't work out, though. Pyrex will also die to Wolfsies, and the peek in the hallway gets Tack another kill. But the back and forth here as Oblivion gets 2 of their own. Boomstick and Frosty really picking up. It's a 2v2, but half the round to go, and this is looking a lot like the first round.
Yeah, half the server cleared out, 90 seconds left. Okay. Everybody is within striking distance of each other. Obviously, walls keeping them safe right now. But Boomski's going to attempt to go for the plant, tries to draw out one of them. Frosty and Envision are right there with each other. Frosty tries with a knife and misses, leaving Envision now to toss out what appears to be, well, it doesn't toss anything. It's over. It's over. Maple wins the round. 2-0 for Honor. That's a nitro cell.
And that's a video game. So
You know what? You know what? I still can't believe it's not butter.
Okay.
It's been years, and I still can't believe it. Like, you're telling me that this isn't butter?
It's not.
I refuse. Just as that was not a real round.
I don't get it. I forgot.
I see what Oblivion was trying to do.
Yeah, I see what they were trying to do too. Okay. They're trying to pick a part of the site that's poorly defended, not being monitored, and trying to plant in it as quickly as possible. I think they probably would have done better with that if they maybe I think they had a Maverick there. I want to say they had a Maverick there. If they had Maverick torched a small hole instead of opening the whole thing, that might have made less noise and might have not warned their opponents. Then again, though, it was so quiet due to the lack of contact and aggression and distraction elsewhere that the defenders could hear the tip-tapping on the keyboard of the diffuser being planted deep in the site. So maybe also some gunfire would have been good to cover that attempt. I don't know. They also could have opened up the other meeting wall, which would have prevented a cross. Anyway, there's a lot of things they could have done differently there. It didn't. Isolating that corner of the site did not work out. Good job to Pox for rushing in and stopping the plant.
5 seconds left.
He's playing Ella with the shotgun.
Yep.
And,
Defuse a bomb.
I mean, that's exactly what you want to do. Totally blinded, by the way. That FO12 is in a tear through just about everybody. Do continue to keep in mind that Honor banned Monty, so OB, with the way that they've been so quick through 2 rounds, something strikes me as, yeah, maybe Monty is an operator that they use a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe he is.
I mean, it's either that or it's they just really don't like dealing with Monty and Clash, evidently. I mean, again, we can't know. Oh, hey. Hello. Thank you, Tack. We can't know because we're not the ones playing, right? But, and we've got no prior understanding of these teams. But it's one or the other. This is once again a very fast round. I have to make note of that.
Yeah, look at Oblivion. And the other thing, too, is that Honor isn't playing passive. Honor is taking engagements when they don't need to. Pox is going to get drowned out by pillars. And it appears that you got Booms. Is that Boomski or is it the Zofia? That's the Zofia sitting up. It's hard to tell from these uniforms still from that angle. You've got Pyrex sitting up and watching pillars to try and take the fight to the Goyo of Pox, but he's not particularly interested in it. We talked about how quick this round was, and well, it's 90 seconds in, and there you go. There's your very first pick. Missed opportunity from Pox. He tries to go long range against Boomski. Isn't able to do enough. The first kill, though, had come in from Honor, so good enough for that opening duel as, well, Oblivion's going to have to try and pressure the bomb site a little bit quicker. They've got the marks that they need, but they are struggling to act on this information.
Well, it looks like they haven't dislodged Tack from Harry Potter, and he'll be droned out, so he's probably going to die in a few seconds, but the longer he delays, the better. So if he could just persist there for a little while, that'll be good. Air jab going in. Boomstick peeks, kills him, and Wolfsies, who is trying to assist Tack, will also die to the player on backstairs, leaving just Maple in a 1v4. But he will get Cabal inside of Freezer. That's a big pick. Gas canisters going out to deny the push onto the default plant. Peeks the hallway. There's a shield that's actually going to work against him. That's unfortunate. He can delay a little bit further. He's got 1 gas canister left. After that, though, he's going to have to face the choir. And it's not looking like he's got a good chance. The shield really is to his undoing here. He should be able to get eliminated there, and it's Pyrex to get it on that shield.
Yeah, it's not fun trying to make friends with the firing squad, and that's exactly what ends up happening. He's gone, removed from action. And once Oblivion were able to take Pillar in the back tower, they really just pressed that advantage. You know, they won the fight against the Goyo, the TCSG, after missing that first shot. It's going to bobble. You lose the fight to the Hibana. You've now cleared out everybody but the one player that's playing from Honor in Harry Potter. Harry Potter, for those that are unfamiliar, is very cheekily named Under the Stairs. So if any spot is under the stairs,
Harry
Potter-esque.
Or HP.
It's Harry Potter.
But that takes as long as saying Harry Potter.
Yeah, I feel like you just say
Harry. Some people say Harry.
You're a wizard, Harry.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
No, I'm not.
Once they cleared out pillars, which is one of the most powerful positions that you can be in as a defender, you can watch towards the freezer door, you can watch the hallway, you can watch the back of tower, you can watch into bunker. As long as you've got somebody camped out by pillar, it's largely smooth sailing. I mean, obviously I say that. It's what if they push laundry and freezer and kill everybody there? Well, then clearly pillar is obviously not that important at that point.
Hey, if you kill the enemy team, you win.
Yeah. Did you know that you have a good chance if this person is alive? But obviously if it's a 1v5, it's a bad chance. Did you know?
Yeah.
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 So, yeah. But as long as you've got somebody playing by pillars and the rest of the site is decently covered, it's so challenging for teams to try to get through the Jaeger-Wamai combo. You really need to bring an awful lot of utility clear. One of the best operators to do that is Zofia. Ashe is also excellent at it. Neither of those operators are being ran right now. Obviously, this isn't a laundry supply room defense. It's back up to dorms as Honor had won this bomb site through round number 1. You've got 6 flash grenades from Frosty and Boomski. They'll be able to take out the ADSs and magnets largely on their own. And then you've got the frag grenades to clear them out as well. The problem is that you, outside of those 6 flashes, you don't really have any extra utility you can use to burn them. The good news is that there's no Wamai being brought, so you don't need to worry about magnets. There's 6 charges on 3 ADSs, 2 charges apiece. If those flash grenades find them, you are golden.
That really is an odd setup. I mean, it makes sense though that it makes sense though because the Thatcher ban. You know, Thatcher really is an operator that overwrites so much. It'll be all 2 sets of stuns used to eat up those 3 ADSs, and C4 will miss. Pox ate some of that nade, but he gets out, and the second nade will miss. And he comes back after the second nade misses. And there's a third nade, so he backs up. And then here comes the peek after the fourth nade. You can see, or fourth nade, excuse me. You can see Boomski does not want to let him retake control of that attic. I love the assertive plays that we are seeing from Oblivion right now. They push Pox away, and he's on low HP.
These deployable shields find yourself with just an abundance of cover, and the caution that will need to be taken at the moment by the Thermite of Boomski is absent. He's just engaging, and he's looking quite keen to swing on in. Pyrex decides to take, some action, and assertiveness is the word that you've been using, and he's gone, and that's a tough spot to find in. Tac sprays through the window. You didn't need to peek that one either. You could have just stayed safe, and with it, you've lost the Maestro. He's down, but not out. Envision is gone as it's a 2-piece for Frosty, also eliminating Wolfseas, but Maple will answer back, tossing out a toxic canister while also having the SMG-11 do some work. So, you've still got Boomski inside of attic, 40 seconds left, and that's a bit early of the very final smoke. The Thermite is, in fact, in trophy and will now head towards the master side as from the back, Cabal destroys Pox. The Maestro, who'd been picked back up, is the sole hope for Honor. And a lot of bullets for him to just chew through that softwood as best as he can. He's eyeing attic as a rotate, but that escape will likely be caught by none other than Boomski. Boom! Oblivion will take their second round in a row, second round in total, and teams are tied up with 2 rounds apiece.
I would describe that round by saying, mass chaos, pandemonium.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I heard you that time.
People running around, looking for the fights. Crazy. Okay, so the attic push was cool. I like that. Nades, flashes, all well coordinated. They did not waste any time with the stuns. I really appreciate that. They recognized, okay, there's 3 ADSs there. We know that now. Let's go ahead and clear that out. We'll follow it up with the nades. They got the attic control that they wanted. It took a while, but they got that control. There was also 2 downs that the attack wasn't even aware that they got, which gave them a lot of momentum in taking control for after that. I really also appreciate that Oblivion, after getting control of attic, rotated to master. They didn't linger in attic. They're not like, oh yeah, we're just all going to push this right now. They dumped their utility, they got their job done, and then they rotated. That's good. That means that they're not thinking about necessarily seizing upon every opportunity presented to them, but more being sure that they can complete the attack, finish the assault, not get unfocused, and I like that. But apart from that, it was just chaos. It was just, oh my god, it was a mess.
All right, well, go back upstairs. Your thought process it was on Wednesday, I believe you said, in the TSM-DZ match. You said you only go back to a bomb site right away if one of the persons on the team says, "Oh no, we can fix this and win."
Yeah. Well, I mean, you usually only, yeah, that is the most. Technically there's a few reasons, but the most consistent one at like the highest level of play is, oh, we think we can correct this. Sometimes it's also, we don't know how to defend the other site, but it depends on the level of the team, of course.
Right. I was using that. Are you seeing this?
No, I didn't see it. What happened?
Well, Cabal just proned onto the roof,
Okay.
destroyed the rook,
Oh.
and then just got out of there.
All right then.
Now, the rook's spot inside of Trophy was going to be done to hold off a push from Master. And then also could pivot with the long angle having an MP5 and look towards Attic. That is now going to be a hole in the defense for Honor that they're going to have somebody else take up on. God, look at how nice that charm is. And what does it say?
Wait, which one? I didn't see it.
It's something star.
Oh, Kickstar.
Yeah, that's what it says. So Boomski gets the pick on the Pox, and now there's 2 kills for OB. And I don't know where Pox was, that he was able to find himself in the crosshairs of a thermite inside of Attic, but you probably don't want to be challenging that. The corpses are going to just pile up inside a Trophy right now. Tack is the last line of defense in Attic, and I don't know if he's been droned out or not, as Cabal was droning in that particular area. Tack takes out Cabal, though, so clearly the Ash thought that they had better intel than they did, and down she goes on the balcony outside of Master. 1 minute to go. Tack is now dropped and finished off. Boomski, another kill inside of Attic, and this thermite is just making his home in that particular position. Down below, Envision trying to do as much damage as possible. This is bad timing for the Zofia. No, but it becomes good timing as Pyrex pulls out the gun, takes one down, and Baka finishes it off. They might not have had the strongest start through 2 rounds, but they sure have found their footing now, and Oblivion has 3 rounds in a row.
Yeah, they've been looking really solid. Oh, Parker. Did you see it?
I didn't.
They left. They didn't get all their rook armor, Parker.
Oh, I was literally writing down the score.
They didn't get all their rook armor. This is a travesty. A tragedy of epic proportions.
I heard that's illegal.
I'm pretty sure it is, especially in Canada. I don't know, man. We're gonna have to report this one to Chichanka.
I'll alert the Prime Minister.
Yeah, get right on that. So, okay. The round, once again, from Oblivion, thorough execution. I love the assertiveness with the utility. The early pick onto the rook, of course, very useful. Whenever you get rid of a gun, it's always good. When you get rid of an ACOG, it means that you can be more comfortable playing those long angles. You can maintain that advantage that you should have in the first place. Just in general, though, well executed by Oblivion. I'm liking the way that they are confident in taking their fights. That especially is prevalent to me. When they go for a push, they do it as a unit. I also appreciate that. And once again, I really like that Oblivion is sticking to the game plan. They're not getting overzealous with what they perceive to be an opportunity that ends up being their undoing. They're thoroughly executing onto the site. And it's all coming together well, in that their timing is, again, the word I'm going to use is words I'm going to use are in unison.
You nailed it. Great job.
Thanks, Parker.
You're very welcome. All right, so it's going to be another play upstairs with a run out, or rather, a jump out here from Wolfseas.
Is he going to do that?
And, oh no, back onto Cams. He doubts it for just a second.
Oh, no.
You let the opportunity slip by, Wolfseas.
Wah, wah.
That's unfortunate.
He could have run out the other window, too, if he has that prepped. Could have killed Ash as she was running over to the west side. Side.
They didn't.
Eh, he didn't.
He did not.
Well, Cabal's already low, too. He took some damage earlier in the round.
Yeah, I wonder what that was from. I heard some gunfire. It was towards the back tower, but I didn't see
Nor I.
exactly what it was.
He just wasn't on screen.
I didn't see what it was.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Pyrex is already in lockers. I like the swiftness of the take. Actually, well, I say swiftness. They spawned at the wrong place. Oblivion spawned at the wrong place and then ran to the west side of the building. So
They all had to rotate over to small tower.
that wasted like a solid 30 seconds.
It is crazy for those that are uninitiated how important it is to spawn near the objective or where you're going to do. Because, yeah, I mean, there are times where it's like you spawn in the wrong place. It's going to take you quite a while. Pox is playing with the FO12. Again, not really long range and not long for this Earth either. Cabal, another opening pick. Cabal has looked really good, but Boomski has been the story for this team, especially given that it is a Thermite who's doing this. And if Boomski doesn't watch out, well, he's going to get taken down. And there you go. Can Tac finish off? No! At least thank Pyrex for being there, even though he partially sets this up by blowing open the castle barricade. One for Cabal, and then Maple will finish off the Zofia. Boomski bleeding out will need to be retrieved as, well, the upstairs hold is in Baka's hands. But will he be able to find Maple and Wolfseas? Cabal will. That's a third kill for Cabal on the round. He's just going to continue to stat pad. Wolfseas will shut down the Ash main. Boomski picked back up, and some droning going on. Frosty is still alive as well, so there's plenty of reinforcements for OB, as a botched C4 will take a couple seconds off of the clock for Wolfseas. Trying to get back in as he sees the tracers fly through the softwood. There goes the defuse, but that C4 is nowhere nearby, and he knew that as well. Still shooting on in, watching security. He's going to be pressed from multiple angles, trying to shoot towards the kitchen door. Now lined up towards security. Evading the flashbangs effortlessly, but can't evade Oblivion and can't evade Fate. Frosty with the final kill, 4 in a row, and OB have taken a commanding lead of this map.
So first of all, again, the spawns being wrong wasted a lot of time. But once they knew where they wanted to attack, Oblivion was so quick coming in on that west side of the building. They were also very confident in taking the fights. I like the way that they just decided to do things and did them instead of deciding to do something, opening up a wall, and then being like, wait a minute, am I sure? Well played to Oblivion on their attacking side. Taking 4-2 on attack of Oregon is a very confident position for you to find yourself in. This is one of the more defender-sided maps in North America as of late, and being in this position, I think, bodes well for Oblivion's chances in this map. And that's pretty nice. Now, that last round mostly comes down to just effective objective play from Oblivion. They're opening up of the castle barricade, disabling of the rotation to security, and then getting the player in security, later planting. Well done.
So we swap sides, with Oblivion being firmly in control of Oregon, and one that we will remind you is quite friendly to the defenders right now in North America. You expect the defense to be taking the lion's share of the rounds. This is obviously not the case in this particular match. Can the operator bans be the culprit? Well, OB banned Thatcher, so I would hazard a guess that they were expecting to play without him. So clearly that wasn't a hindrance. Honor, though, banned out the Montaigne. And that is obviously something to keep an eye on, because we expect that to be a counter ban. That's what explains it the most and seems to be the most reasonable / sensible. Yet OB was still able to take 4 rounds without the Montaigne being in play. Honor will now tussle with the Thatcher ban, as OB will deal without a Clash on defense, but that could have just been a meta ban, as we see a lot of teams banning Clash, despite not all of them using her. We'll find out, though.
Will we?
God, I hope so.
Couldn't have asked for a better response. Now, Cabal going to be holding up inside of Attic. He will do some damage to Envision as he pushes into Meeting. So Envision now going to die to a single bullet from any opponent. But it's okay, guys, because he won that go for. Boomski will take down Wolfseas. Well-placed headshot there. And no damage lost from Boomski. That's how you know it's a well-placed headshot. He didn't... Oh, gosh! That's really unfortunate for Boomski as he walks into Envision. Could have been a single bullet there in response, but he was just caught unawares. And Envision will get a kill he really should not have been able to get.
Yeah, that's a gift for somebody who's walking wounded, and Boomski has been the top performer for OB despite playing exclusively Thermite on attack. Cabal seems really intrigued by this presence inside a meeting hall and decides to take an engagement. Pox is just not the Maverick right now. It just gives up, realizing that, hey, I've taken too long on this. Let's move somewhere else. You only have a finite amount of fuel in there anyway, so maybe go back to it at some point, but you're going to have to make sure that you're a bit more precise. You can open 2 hatches with Maverick, but no more. A lot of players are not precise enough, so they'll usually open 1 all the way, and then with the second, they'll have a couple kill holes. For now, though, OB trail, as they'd been maybe too aggressive right off the hop. Pyrex gets droned out. There's one from Envision, a second, in fact, as he'd taken to the Kaid earlier, and a failure from OB to deal with the Zofia might end up being their undoing. Presence on that back tower stairs is none other than Envision, but he's able to help force Pyrex right into Pox's waiting hands. It's Baka to gun down Envision. Okay, extended barrel. Now you'll have to wrestle with the Maverick that's made a couple carvings in your reinforced wall. Mavericks beat it, heading over towards Box. There goes a toxic canister, 30 seconds left. Baka will just hold tight for now. Poor target prioritization, throws down a panic smoke, and he knows that there's one coming. Can't hit the shots. Honor will take their very first attack, as it looks like it's just a Brawler's Oregon, Michael, and we might see a couple more rounds like this before we're done.
I like that you said a Brawler's Oregon there, Parker, because that's all that round was. I think most of you will have noticed that the round was over before the attack even got to the site. That's not usual, of course. That comes down to the far forward defense there from Oblivion. So the attack is favored in these kinds of engagements, at least, or that's the way it seems, as Honor have started working their way back after such an abysmal defensive half. They only need one more round to break even, and based on that last round, it seems like that might be possible. But OB will go to the top floor for their next defense. They're not going to try that bottom floor again, and I don't blame them, considering how one-sided it was in Honor's favor.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
All right, so up top, OB will go. Let's look at this lineup. There's another ACOG that's going to be played on this bomb site in the hands of Boomski. We've seen Honor running the Rook here. Instead, the setup was a little bit different. They hadn't double reinforced when Honor was playing here. They left that right panel that Boomski just finished with open so that they could play off of it deeper into Attic. Depending on if there's the TCSG in the hands of Pyrex, there might be a second ACOG as well, but it's not what we mean. No, it's an AUG for Pyrex. When we refer to ACOG, by the way, we usually refer to as MP5. So, because that's what they're going to play.
That is the ACOG to bring.
But Jaeger has an ACOG. Oh wait, what about SMG level? Oh wait, MP7.
I heard Jaeger's a 3-speed.
Maestro. Oh.
Yeah, they took away a lot of those.
Ash. Oh.
Aww.
Goyo is one. Yay!
It's true, yeah. They got the TCSG 12.
Yeah, the TCSG.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, this defense upstairs got a heavy presence on the top floor. Frosty and Cabal on the roam. Frosty's trying to hold up by cafeteria. This is the defense for the same kind of attack that we actually saw Oblivion bringing out. Ooh, Pox is going to drone Frosty out. Frosty will hear that, but damage done. Position known. Free Fire comes through the wall. Frosty getting aggressive because he doesn't know what else to do. Wait. He'll second guess himself and die as a result. We'll do some damage to Pox, though. It's thanks to Wolfsy's crossfire that was such a one-sided firefight. Pardon me. Blech.
We've seen the defense really favoring these openings, these cheeky angles. It makes a ton of sense, given the fact that they were almost able to get that pick onto Envision earlier, and if you can catch your opponent not looking up, as is not an instinctive reaction when you're playing Rainbow Six, if they're not looking up, that could be a free kill, especially if you hit them in the head. It only takes one bullet. So they'll hold on for now. Double dorms, so you're at least playing near the bomb site, watching this angle for Cabal, and he doesn't have to worry about getting shot from the window because he's got the bunks right next to him. An opening created into the master wall that is quite successful, as there's no thermite for Honor. There's just a Hibana. And I in particular had talked about how it can be a little bit trickier to attack this bomb site with just a Hibana on the board.
You in particular?
So, me in particular, I talked about it.
Oh, okay.
Nice nade from Pox, takes out Cabal. There goes Battle Eye, so we're going to wait just a moment. Pyrex fires back, and then a Vision has an answer. Pyrex prone on the ground, waiting for a flash to just soar overhead, looking away. That AUG is still there. This is a rat angle if I've ever seen one. Gunfire, and he'll just slowly walk on out, lights up the Zofia, and just goes right back to the same spot. Maple's been down, brought back to life by Tack. Wolfsies is still on the board as well, but there goes Pyrex. Found by the Capitao, Baka in a 1v3. Punishing Wolfsies, still tons of ammunition left without a reload, so now you just need to hold the one door to see if the diffuser's going down, which it is. Tack is watching. Do you have cams to spot it? No. So Maple will be able to get off. You fire away, and immediately the two members of Honor head for the hills. They're out right now on the balcony. You're going to have to provoke a fight here if you're the Maestro. The information has given your position away, so you light up a corpse because what else are you going to do? Prone on the ground is the one member of Honor that you don't see, and it's Maple, who's got a perfect lock-on for your head, and, well, they subtract it from your body while adding a round to the tally.
Well done there for the patience backing off. Gotta love that stuff. A lot of teams will play more aggressive positions, but it was unnecessary in that situation. I'm really puzzled why the Maestro thought he might have had an evil eye. How did no one on his team call that? That's what I'm scratching my head about. There should have been a call, hey man, you don't have an evil eye, and then he can actually peek and deny the plan himself. As soon as he saw the fire, he probably should have rotated away from attic back to the site door. That's a perfectly reasonable and practical peek to deny the plant, just as much as the attic peek is. In fact, I might even say that that's more practical because the attic peek is more predictable. But no, he waited for the fire to expire and thus lost the round. Oh, the ire.
Defenders, protect
I had to do it.
being defused by attackers.
All right, back upstairs they're going to go. What do you think the biggest thing went wrong for OB? We talked about it's a Brawler's Oregon, and right now that's exactly what's happening. It hasn't exactly been pretty. Hasn't exactly been well strategized. The thing with the brawling is that when you have that style of entry, you have to make decisions on the fly. A lot of times you can't always communicate them, and it's just going to fall down to your own individual skill. This was something that I praised NJR for with Disrupt, because Disrupt would find themselves in the thick of it, and then NJR would thrive.
Because he's a gunner. Yeah, I mean, if you're leaning on those gunners, I get it. You know, if you're expecting that to carry you forward, I get it. This is the sort of thing that I think most people are used to seeing in like ranked, for example. You see that kind of gameplay where it's like, for example, it's the, difference between what we saw in the Canadian Division and now in Canadian Challenger League. Remember in the Canadian Division where a lot of those rounds were much slower? Time was used, like through the whole round. Like you'd have patience and utility play and stuff like that. A lot of just go here. Rounds are ending a lot earlier than you would expect. There's a lot, like we're not even paying attention to the clock anymore. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but it's almost a non-factor. It has come close some of these rounds, don't get me wrong, but it's not nearly as big a deal as it once was. Or not as it once was, as it was in a different match. Anyway, getting sidetracked a little bit here. Frosty's going to be the first casualty inside of meeting, and Tack almost stops his teammate for rotating. A little bit of miscommunication there, but Honor still has the lead for the round. To answer your question directly, I mean, like, it's not like anyone's doing anything wrong, though, because they're both playing the same way, Oh, what a shot from Boomskis. He finds double digits, and he's the first person in the lobby to do just that. Goodbye to Pox. One thing is that Honor has an insurance policy, as they've been bringing multiple hard breachers. In this case, it's going to be Maple. The Hibana lighting up the wall to try and get in from the master closet. There it goes. It's open. Cabal's holding the tight angle. Shotgun out. This is something that we saw SSG do actually quite a lot, and they've been one of the most significant teams, I think, to hold this that come to mind, especially with how powerful that shotgun is, knowing that there's an even smaller breach for the attackers to get through. But any strength that Cabal might have had in that positioning is now gone, as he's found his way at the bottom of White Stairs, watching a position that we refer to as Z, as it is obviously Canada Division.
Droning in down below is Envision. He'll be in a square contest, but the thing is that you've still got enough bodies to pull off the execute. One less, or one fewer, though, as Wolfseas meets his fate at the hand of a Nitro Cell, trying to coax Pyrex, or Envision rather, out of his spot as Cabal, but nobody's taking the bait. So they'll just wait for now. Envision has actually made his way all the way over towards the top of the main stairs, and he'll punish Boomski. 10 kills is enough for you. Sit down for the remainder of the round.
So 3v3 in a stalemate here with 30 seconds left. Oblivion have control of the main window. They have control of White Stairs from below. And they have control of Attic and the trophy push thanks to Pyrex. All they need is patience to win this. Vision trying to get an aggressive angle into the Attic, but he's not able to make it happen. Pyrex holding on to that Attic position. One attacker in by the A-bomb, and the cross does not work out great for Pyrex, but the drop shot will. Tack on low HP, and he dies swinging. Maple trying to go for a plant, but there's no way. And as he runs out of time, Oblivion will win the round.
I gotta say, what did Oblivion do so different on that round? One word. Two words. Can I try again? Can I do that again?
You could do it again.
What did Oblivion do on that round that they didn't do in the round before that, Michael? 2 words. They waited.
Nice.
I got it.
You could patience?
I was going to say patience.
Yeah, but
that didn't make any sense.
But
what
it's not
did they do?
yeah.
Patience.
Yeah, what did they do?
Patience?
Yeah, they did the patience.
That's not.
Yeah, people understand what you're saying, though.
I hope so.
Yeah.
But if they didn't, they waited.
Yeah.
Joking aside, this match has been characterized by Let's Peek. I think is a pretty good way of discussing these two teams at their these two teams at their peaks have been nonstop peaking machines. That round, there was a lot of restraint from OB, and they let the bomb site work for them. They knew that Honor was going to try to filter in after they got the kill on a Maverick. There's only so many ways that you can begin to push the site with a Hibana. So, how do they do it? You know that they've already blown 2 of the X-Kairos charges on Master Wall. They're going to try to incorporate that into their push in some capacity. Maybe they're going to go through Trophy. Maybe they're going to try to barge up White Stairs. It's going to come from that general direction. Maybe one of them will belatedly come through Attic. Just wait. You don't need to take these engagements. And a team that has been over-peaking a lot decides to slow it down, and they do significantly better because of it.
Yeah. But the real question is, Parker, LOL W or Keck W?
What?
LOL W or Keck W?
Oh, this is so tough. Why don't you just ask me if I like pineapple on pizza?
Do you like pineapple on pizza?
I do. I think it's quite good. It doesn't go with every pizza. You need to find the right ingredients, but I think it can be quite a savory addition.
I agree. I mean, like, I don't like it, but I don't mind it. If there's pineapple on a pizza, I'll eat it, you know?
I feel you.
Yeah.
I'm probably more of a LOL W kind of guy.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
I don't think I don't really have a preference. I don't care. They both mean the same exact
thanks
thing.
for asking me my opinion, though.
Yep.
All right. Meeting defense, by the way.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
As we look, and this is just this. Some of the mavericking we've seen, not as pristine as it needs to be.
Nor the nading.
And that was that was the equivalent of, like, I'm about to get sacked, throw the football into the field, like just into the stands.
Yeah, I actually
Like,
know that reference.
Just throw it away. You don't need it.
I know what that means. I'm not a football person. I know what it means.
You know what it means. First pick, though, by the way, came on to Cabal. So despite the fact that the mavericking might have been a bit
bad.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to use nicer words, but that's fine. It gets the job done, and sometimes ugly works, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I know 30 years of that. Sometimes being ugly is okay.
You're not ugly, Parker.
Thanks, Michael. I just did that for the compliment. Anyway. Attic control is now in Honor's hands, though they will need to push Baka off of that spot. And Baka's actually joined as well by one member of Oblivion, which is Frosty. So they have Attic control, but they don't have the full top floor. Wolfies is going to try to do whatever Wolfies can do. And if anybody breaks out of that dorms area, then the sledge might be in an excellent spot to just hang on to that.
It's on the other... Yeah, there you go. He got it in the end. Baka with the 4 in his name on 444. Maple will take down Boomski. I don't know. Maybe he's a fan, Parker. Tack will also get Pyrex. So the entry over by the meeting side is working out well for Honor. I'm not... What is he doing? He's like... Guys, they're attacking from tower. Hang on a second. I got to cross the split. Dead. What is that? Honor will clean up the round. And we're... Yeah, like you said, the slugfest, Parker. We're going back and forth.
It is a Brawlhalla.
That's another game. That's a fighting one. They do fighting.
That's correct.
Fighting in that game.
Ubisoft game.
Yeah, it's Ubisoft has that one, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And For Honor's a game, as I keep having to... I've always struggled with their name. Going back to DreamHack Montreal. Like, I just always struggled with it.
Because you always think of For Honor when you see their
For
name.
Honor,
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Honor was a interesting game. It was a very different take on
It still exists. People still play it.
Yeah, well, sorry. I'm thinking in the frame of reference of, like, my timeline, my head. Because I'm very self-centered like that.
Well, you are a millennial.
I actually am not.
I'm a millennial.
Yeah, you are.
Jackie's a millennial.
Yeah. I'm a little young. You could call me the very end of millennial. I'm technically, like...
I think you're a Gen Zer. I think you are a Zoomer,
yeah,
by the way.
Technically speaking, it depends on who you're listening to, right? Because you can look at many different sources and they'll say it's this year that changes or it's that year where it changes. But I'm right in the kind of the gray zone between millennial and Gen Z. But it doesn't really matter to me. But yeah, tend to lean towards Gen Z. Not that I'm proud of that, but who knows? Maybe my generation will do something interesting.
All right,
Other than Tide. Well, you know what I mean.
Nope.
Yeah.
Let's say it.
I'm not going to say it. I almost did, but stopped myself.
I know.
Other than that.
Let's golf clap.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyway. Downstairs, and I love this. I always love saying this. I have it written in my contract. Every round 11 where it's 5-5, I say this. And I quote myself every time. Match point awaits the winner of this round.
Yeah, we do say we both have a lot of things that we say, like a lot though, like pressure. I use pressure a lot.
Rotate,
vertical.
Especially when Oxygen plays.
Yeah, I mean they use vertical a lot. Oh, and yeah, because they have the player, right. They also do vertical pressure a lot. That was a C4. Yeah, he missed it.
C4 on... Oh, it was through the hatch. Okay, I was like... I wasn't looking at that part of the screen. I didn't see the movement. And I was like, don't tell me he just C4'd an indestructible part of the floor.
Nah.
He didn't. No, he did not. He C4'd normal part.
Yeah, but he missed, though. Unlucky for him. It was actually a nice C4, though. It kind of threaded the needle. And if there was someone there, he probably would have killed someone, but he was just poorly timed. It's kind of a chance thing. He does actually end up killing the player in the end, but it's to a dry peek through the drop. Boomski will get boomed down from the nade. Pox. If he threw another one, would get that kill, but it looks like Boomski might actually get out and get picked up. Or maybe not. Depends on where he is now. Nope. He dies to the Goyo shield, which gets destroyed by the grenade. It's the chain of explosives that is the undoing of Boomski. How appropriate.
I take that. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that. That's a massive dub.
Oh, look at this.
This is cheeky. Two members of Honor as well are pushed up at the bottom of the laundry stairs, but unfortunately the early fire from Frosty has now given his position away. This is going to be really tough for him to get out of, but manages to do it. No, he gets blown up. What a beautiful shot from that lifeline of Envision. Pox now in on the fun too. A missed flash from Tack. That is, you need to hit those. Maybe a little bit better, but that's okay. Back in Pyrex in a 2v4. That's a Vector in hand. Not going to do that much. Cannot outduel the R4C. And then even though the AUG might be good, the R4C is better. Match point.
Ding, ding, ding.
Honor.
Well done to Honor there. Nice shot from Tack. The entry working out. The biggest thing there for me is that Honor got control of Freezer, and they did so with gusto. They did lose one player on the Freezer attack, but it was worth it in the end. They cut off the angles, and they did something that many teams are not capable... Sorry, loud noise near me. Many teams are not capable of doing, and that is they used hard destruction on the Freezer wall. That doesn't happen a whole lot. We sometimes will see a Hibana doing that. but typically that doesn't get to happen because the defenders are holding the freezer hall, the deep freezer hall, and are able to deny that kind of hard destruction. Not so in that last round. They did it with a Maverick of all things, and they managed to get the Jaeger, who would have been a problem later in the round, who was playing on the bomb chassis. So that's a really important kill. From there, Honor had control of not only freezer, but the bottom of main stairs, and we're able to do we'll execute, I should say, a pretty well put together and I guess coordinated assault into the site.
So, match point on a Brawlers Oregon. Only 3 defensive round wins on Oregon leads me to believe that these teams might not be the most practiced on this map. I could be wrong. Like I said, much of this is speculation as we don't have any footage on the Canada Challenger League matches for us to draw back on. So bear with us as we just go off of what we see. And frankly, it's kind of cool to cast matches blind because we can see how close we actually are to reality. I already had somebody on social media ping me and said that the reason why they banned Monty is because Baka is a very good Monty.
Oh, okay.
So thank you.
Now we know.
For that. I appreciate the advice. This is almost semi-interactive.
Mm-hmm. Occasionally. It depends. I feel like it's a good way to connect. You know? And I like learning new things about new teams. So now that we know,
think it's honestly, I think it's really cool to get to see Challenger League at this level. You and I casted the Challenger League finals years ago from your apartment in Katowice, if you remember that.
I do.
But that was, I think that's the last time I did Challenger League, right? So it's nice to get a good look at this, especially now that Canada Challenger League is an opportunity for 8 teams to grow in it. I think that's particularly neat.
It is. A little bit of damage done there to Boomstick, but he can heal himself up. He is playing Doc. Jade, what? Oh. Oblivion doing a good job of just delaying right now. There is a sledge on the dorm's window. He could do some work. Wolfsy will do just that, as I say. Boomski is the one to die. He was playing at the top of white. Could have done a lot of damage from that position, but he is now out of play. Maple trying to maneuver his way over towards Master. You can open up this closet as soon as you get those batteries or a Kayet Electroclaws. Job done. Second Electroclaw goes up. It's destroyed by the lifeline below, and the Habana will open up the wall. Pyrex trying to get aggressive by Trophy, but there's no one there to get aggressive on just yet. Maple will drone out for his teammates, call out Pyrex's position, and now he'll be pre-fired. A little bit of damage incurred there, and since the Doc is dead, you cannot get healed back up. Baka will take down Tack from that boost spot. Well done to him. So it's an even man count, thanks to that. And the attic pressure is significantly alleviated, but suddenly Honor is coming alive, picking up 2 kills on their entry. It's just Baka and Frosty, the 2 German operators. They could definitely make some magic happen here. C4 will miss, though, for the most part, putting all the pressure on Baka as Frosty gets picked off. Envision pushing into the site, no problem. Sledge will go down, but there's one from the site door. No reload for the Bandit. That was an opportunity for Envision to kill the Bandit, but he didn't commit. Repel will cut off the cross, and Envision gets the final kill. Honor will take the round and the map. We will move on.
Well, that wasn't the vibe I was getting halfway through the map. And obviously that's why we play 2 sides. Because honestly, I felt like Oblivion was really a team that had hit their stride. They were only beginning to get better as the first half moved on, but Honor just muscled them out, and it was a 4-2 4-2 for Oblivion, and then 5-1 in favor of Honor. Let's bring Jackie back in here while Michael does his daily stretches.
Yes.
Stretching, jumping jacks. Very active today. Very active today, Kix.
Yes.
We
Hello, Jackie.
Appreciate you. Hello, hello. So let's chat about this map. Pretty tight. Goes to Honor, 7-5. So I just remember Kix screaming mass chaos during one of the rounds. So I think... Yes, it was something like that. My question for both of you is just, what do you think both of these teams need to improve on? If you could just give them some takeaways on what they need to be working on. And Tara, I'll start with you.
I mean, patience is a really big one. I mean, I thought it was so significant that OB hit the brakes on just needless aggression that it be a talking point in between rounds, right? Like, usually when we commend teams for patience and all that jazz, it's not done because that's the first time they have just stopped swinging. We do it because, you know, it usually means something else. Maybe it means that they didn't overcommit, etc. But in this case, it's honestly, you don't need to take gunfights you don't need to take. And I know that sounds really simple, but both of these teams are obviously quite talented when it comes to being aggressive, but you don't need to do that. In a structured environment, you're going to get bitten by that. You need to be in position to wait for the setup to actually happen. If you've got a good bomb site, let the site setup do the talking. You don't need to take every single fight because you're going to lose them a lot of times. And so many times both of these teams took an engagement they didn't need to take and they found themselves trailing because of it.
Kix, what would you say these two teams need to work
Well,
on?
first I would echo Parker's statement. I think that's spot on. And second, I would talk about the utility. I think a lot of the utility in that match was, in some cases, woefully underutilized. I would also discuss some of the positioning of their operators. There were often people in spots there they could be more effective somewhere else. Like, for example, let's say bottom floor defense and it's a freezer take. Your Jaeger's playing by the bomb chassis. No, put your smoke there. Put your mute there, or whoever has a shotgun and SMG-11, whatever SAS operator you happen to be bringing at the time, as they're going to be more effective in that kind of a position. The only reason I could think to bring the Jaeger is you can, ADS juggle, and that wasn't what they were doing. So there's that. There's the utility. Again, like I said, the hard destruction was kind of weird and underutilized often. We saw a lot of holes get opened up, and not a lot of holes actually mean a whole lot to the outcome of the round. Many of the engagements and kills came from just dry peeking things, like a doorway. That's your standard bottleneck. And sometimes they were like, the attackers are being fed kills by what Parker was mentioning. The defenders just getting overzealous and peek. So I would do what Parker suggested, slow down a little bit, have a little bit of patience. I would focus more on the utility side of Siege to gain an advantage over your opponent. And that's it. We're talking about reworking like the whole way these teams play the game, though. So that's like it's a big overhaul.
Well, I appreciate your answers because I just took a lot of mental notes. So thank you for making me a better Rainbow Six Siege player. And hopefully they'll take your advice. But let's move on to map 2. Coastline is up next. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got some more action ahead. See you in a few.
All right, well, we got Coastline on the menu for you between Honor and OB, also known as Oblivion. I'm Intero, this is Kickstar. He's very animated, and if you tuned into our very first map between these two teams in Canada Challenger League, you would understand why. I think we used the term brawl.
Yeah.
40 times at least, yeah.
Brawl, hala. I assume Ubisoft is not going to mind us promoting one of their other games.
We're going to get DMCA'd, actually, and then our careers are over.
Oh, no. That was
That's a shame.
It was nice run, Parker. I had a good time.
I liked casting with you, Michael. It's a shame that this is our last one, yeah.
Yeah. Crying shame. And the percentage of people who will take that seriously, up there in the 30, 34, kind of area.
66% repeating, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Well, let's not waste any time.
Chapter
We've got
2.
Coastline ready for you. If you thought that Oregon was a brawl map, this is the brawliest of the brawlers.
It's about to be a brawl.
We're on a plane to Brawley, North Carolina. So let's get things started on Coastline between Oblivion and Honor.
It sounded like a date. The way you said it, like Oblivion and Honor are going on a date. I almost said For Honor.
It's my The Bachelor voice.
Is that an actual? Okay, so wait, that's the one where like there's a guy.
Stop.
Okay, I'm trying to remember what the show is.
Stop.
All right, I don't know. Montaigne again?
I'm more of a Flavor of Love kind of guy myself.
Flavor of Love? Jackie got that reference. I didn't get that reference.
That was the Flava Flav dating show.
You guys can't hear Jackie right now, but we can hear Jackie, and
Jackie is losing it right now.
She cannot. She says she cannot.
If there were a scale
Jackie.
between couldn't and what was I gonna say? I'll figure it out.
Flavor Flav?
I got distracted by the bands because they're happening on our screen. Monty Band, Hibana Band, Mirror Band, and Valk Band.
Yes, distracted by the bands.
If there was a scale between 1 and even, I cannot.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds nice. Okay, so the band's done here. Clash is left in this time, but the Montaigne once again banned out. Evidently, they still don't want to play against. You said it was Baka on that.
Yes, that is correct. Baka, yeah.
The Montizzle Tazzle. Kitchen service.
Nope.
No. Excuse me. Yana gets 6 picked off. I was actually kind of happy to see a Yana in there. I was like, oh yeah, we're finally gonna see a Yana. Woo. But no.
Nope.
Yeah. It's a shame.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many
well.
bombs as they can.
Kitchen defense to start things off. That's an unorthodox place to start. I mean, I guess it works.
I mean,
It works.
I feel like most wells are in the shape of an O, right?
Oh my god. Because I said, oh well. And most will.
Hey, you do it all the time. I get to do it a little.
Seconds to go.
All right, I'll give you that one. That's a good one.
Hey.
I'll give you that one.
Attackers' objective is to defuse
But,
the bomb.
Kitchen defense. We were talking about
Kitchen
kitchen defense. Yeah. Oh no, is he really gonna? Okay, he didn't.
Somewhat unorthodox place to go for the first time.
Drop the diffuser. Attackers recovered the bomb.
I kind of like kitchen. I think kitchen's my favorite set on Coastline. What's yours?
Probably the double bars. I think the double bars is the most interesting to watch because of the flow.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I agree at least for watching, 100%.
Yeah.
It's different.
Attackers have
So you
located
stole
a
my
bomb.
answer.
Well, no, I still think the kitchen's my favorite site, but like the double bar is the most interesting to watch as like a spectator. If I'm playing, it's definitely kitchen. What about if you're playing? For you, Parker?
I mean, Penthouse. No,
Really?
it's Hookah. The most fun bomb site to play is Hookah.
Okay,
Let's dive into what's happening on our screen though,
sure.
because it looks like TAC is still going for the setup upstairs. And one of the things that I like that you talked on was how there could be better utility usage from both of these teams. Bringing a Rook right off the rip on Coastline, there are better operators. Wamai is not banned. It's kitchen.
Yeah.
It's kitchen. Wamai is not banned.
Oh, no.
You are foolish if you are not bringing him right now. You need him. You need him. Just as you need a Jaeger. Hopefully all of his gadgets are down as Envision is punished. And the very first casualty of this map unfolds before our very eyes. Watch the Rook of Pox just kill everybody and make me eat our window. He's done. Okay, never mind. Thank goodness. I
You're
don't
right,
need to eat my
Parker.
words. I don't need to eat my words. So there's another kill for Oblivion. It's going to come on to Pox. The Rook obviously creating rotates. I don't know exactly why when you've got ample shotguns, especially with Wolfseas and Maple both holding onto the SAS shotguns. I don't know what the thought process was there, but Tack is a shotgun too.
He does. He has a sidearm shotgun and has actually raised the utility of Castle quite a bit. You've seen his play rate grow quite a lot since the sidearm shotgun got added in. And the reason is teams can bring him to supplement their soft destruction, and that frees up picking other operators like Wamai on the defensive side. Wolfseas will be eliminated by Cabal playing on the Skylight. And what a peek from Maple. He'll win it, but he'll die right after. So at least he gets the diffuser down. Longo will play from Tack, and he'll get one down, but that's all she wrote. Oblivion will take out the final player and take round number 1 on Coastline.
They don't really make it look like it's that hard. A lot of teams forego opening up the wall inside a kitchen, which means that it can be really challenging to fire back should somebody drop from courtyards, should somebody try to hold an angle from inside of main lobby, etc. The people holding from inside of main lobby actually happened to be the defenders, and they all got cut down because of those lines of sight. So, you know, the giveth, the taketh away whole thing I said earlier, yeah, just apply it again. Because that line of sight from the attackers, they're mostly all going to be running ACOGs. You do not have a ton of ACOGs on defense. In that case, the only one that they had for that round was the Rook. Once again, I don't want to call attention to Pox because I'm sure there is a greater strategy that they had in mind. But a Rook on Coastline doesn't strike me as an optimal pick at the moment.
Attackers need to
It doesn't.
locate and
Bring
Yeah.
a dock. A dock is better for what you're trying to accomplish. It gives you a bit more sustain, and the dock can play freely. Additionally, you have a bulletproof camera. If you look at the lineup that's coming out from Honor, they don't have any intel. They have one bulletproof camera. That's it. There's no Valk. She's banned. Echo isn't banned. You're not playing him. Maestro isn't banned. You're not playing him. You're not playing a Wamai either, which means that not only are you losing the info battle, but you're not even sacrificing it for the soak meta that we see going on right now with Wamai and Jaeger running at the hip. So I am a little confused by what I'm seeing from... I was confused on Oregon. I am continuing to be confused now, and I think there's something that can be said for trying to upend the meta and create your own. But at this point, when you're still settling into a relatively new league, play the optimal operators.
I think it went something like the to answer like the why is it like that. It's because they don't care so much about the utility because peek peekers. I think that's how he said it. I'm of course referencing. Do you know what I'm referencing?
No. Honor gets the lead-off kill, by the way.
Kronk. Squeaking, squeakers.
located by
Or something.
attackers.
It kind of works.
No.
It works.
Yeah, I mean, go for it. I don't get it.
Oh, you don't? You never watched? Oh well. You never watched New Groove?
Empire's New Groove? I've actually never seen that movie.
Emperors, yeah.
Empire's New Groove.
Empire's New Groove. No. No, it's a good one. Kid show, but it's good. Never mind then. Anyway,
Attackers
yeah, the movies don't line up. As I was saying, they peak a lot, and so I mean, what does it matter what utility you're bringing if you're peaking a ton? I mean, for example, downstairs, Maple, last defense, he was peeking from the kitchen window. He was doing that to try and equalize, but he was doing it in a way that completely exposes him to two separate angles, and thus he died. Yeah, he got a kill, but he died. He could have managed his engagements better, played off the kitchen door, got in a pick there, instead of trying to peek the kitchen window while exposed to the kitchen door. My point was just, what does it matter what ops you're bringing if you're just going to take fights?
No, and I think I think it's a pretty good. Question to ask. You know, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
First kill is going to come in from Oblivion. Frosty had died earlier on, so you lost the soft destruction of the buck, but you still got one. On Boomski, who's really been the shining star for Oblivion thus far. That was actually a decently long-range kill, given that it happened inside of the kitchen. It's going to set us up for a showdown for the remaining 50 seconds, but the Vigil of Wolfseas, ever elusive, still playing upstairs inside of luggage, finds his second kill.
Ooh, this is a nice flank here from Legion, but Boomski's going to shut it down. That's going to put Oblivion in a solid position, 3-3. As you can see, though, Pyrex and Boomski on low HP, and Vision, he's got a good position despite his HP disadvantage. He should be able to work some magic from this blue bar, assuming nobody flanks him. And yes, he does. Pyrex now the last attacker. At least he knows where two of his opponents are, hopefully via comms. He'll be aware of the Jaeger, and he'll miss all of his shots. And he won't make it back for a reload. Wolfseas shuts that one down, and Honor wins the fights this time.
Now, I know that we harp on utility, and I know that we harp on overpeaking, but most of Honor avoided engagements that round. I feel like by the end of Coastline, and if we need Clubhouse, even though Clubhouse is going to play very different from the first two maps, we're going to sound like a broken record here. The team that peaks the least tends to win the round. That's what we've seen so far. I mean, obviously not every round is that true, but that seems to be for me, the one trend that I witness.
Yes.
And you'd agree. So perfect.
Well,
we are in perfect agreement.
That last round was one exception, but like for the majority of this match, yes, pretty much, yeah.
Well, that last round, very few people peaked. You had Wolfseas roaming around as Vigil. It was a decently standard castle setup on the double door upstairs, playing by that Jaeger spot, which is also referred to as 90.
I don't know. I mean, it looked like a lot of aggression. It was a strong
position, I think, for Honor, right?
To me, they were getting real aggressive. I had a Legion. I think he dropped out of hookah, flanking Mud, and just ran through the window to flank. They had, like, at the end, everyone was running at the last attacker, and the Mute was the first casualty. He died in kitchen door towards Sunrise Bar. They were all trying to, like, Honor was trying to collapse on Oblivion that whole round. So I would call that a one exception in my head. But either way, what you're saying rings true. Typically, the team that plays more passive is winning the rounds in this match. Yes.
All right, well, now that we're in agreement.
Yeah, we're definitely in agreement on that.
I think these teams need to first, they need to settle down. One of the greatest things that I find really sets apart the teams that play an amateur siege and ranked siege versus the highest level is how well they coordinate and how well they play as a unit. A lot of times you'll look at amateur level teams and they play solo. There'll be somebody roaming. They won't be set up by cams. They won't be set up by intel. They won't be roaming with anybody else. It's a solo roam. We've seen solo roams work. Most of the times against good teams at the top level, your solo roam, unless you're getting extremely lucky, is likely going to be droned out to some extent unless you're aided by gadgets, and you're going to die. Most of the times, you're just playing for time at that point, and you're not going to get all that much. So you need to play for the team. You don't need to play as an individual. Now, speaking of solo roaming, Envision is downstairs all by himself. I don't think he had anybody protecting him. I don't think there was anybody lined up for a trade or a refrag at all. And with it, he gets punished by Frosty, who almost picks up a second kill now as he just bucks under the common spot by the bomb chassis.
Yeah, if he had shot twice, he probably would have gotten that kill. We see a little sliver of damage to Maple. That's nice. Maybe if he asked for an EE1D at the same time, too. But hindsight 2020, right? Start opening up underneath Hookah as well to try and push some players away. Maple's still playing by his position at the pink bar, so he's got a lot of power here. He's got his gas canisters. He can deny a plant. He does not need to stress. Meanwhile, Wolfseas will take down Boomski on the Aqua Roam. That must have been one of the players trying to push in through the balcony. Does not work out well for Boomski.
The one thing I will have to give some credit to Oblivion for in regards to that Lion play, even though I always physically recoil whenever I have to cast him because of the olden days. No, I'm just kidding.
It's been a
Boomski
while.
has been doing a great job on the Lion, and I think that their calls have been excellent. They have seized map control so quickly after hitting the EE1D, and Boomski has obviously been integral in doing that. Now, he's not going to be a factor for the remainder of this round, and additionally, Honor have decided to change it up. They're running a Wamai. I like this from them. I think that it shows that they're actively trying to solve these problems that are confronting them. And right now, even though there is one currently on Repel by Aqua, there's fighting going on the other side of the map. Pyrex is distracted by the door to Hookah. He'll find one kill onto the mute. Looking to push in and go for more, and he'll actually connect onto Tack. Wolfseas picks up kill number 2 onto Cabal, so the Zofia will have to hit the deck, just narrowly evading that toxic canister. Plant is going down, so you're going to have to be perfect with this throw, and Baka looks like they'll be able to get it off. It's going to be all in the hands of Wolfseas, who's got 2 kills so far, but won't get past Pyrex. Frosty picked up a second kill, and then Pyrex a second of their own after a strong Polish mother wills herself back to life. OB takes round number 3.
Sophia has kids?
Wasn't that her thing? Is she was like a strong Polish mom, which is why she is with Stan or something?
I mean, it makes sense, but I don't know.
I am not a
See.
lore
Let
guy.
me Google it.
I am not a lore guy, Michael.
Nor am I. Sophia
So-
Rainbow Six mother. Born, she's the oldest daughter. Not saying anything about mom. Child.
You found it yet?
No.
Is Zofia a mother? That's our Twitter poll question of the day. Please go to R6 Esports NA lore and cast your ballot there.
Under family, it doesn't list any kids. It says family Jan or John Bozak, which is the father, and then Elizabeta Bozak, which is the sister. So that's like that's Ella. So I assume she doesn't have
Michael, it was a joke.
any kids. I mean, I don't know.
It was a joke.
10
Yeah.
seconds remaining.
She can't tell.
5
Oh,
seconds to go.
okay. So Jackie's
I knew
chiming
it!
in. Jackie's chiming in here. Wiki.
Jackie just said the birth of her daughter had a profound effect on Zofia. I was right.
It wasn't. There was no one under family. Like I mean, I don't know. I didn't make a bet on this one, but there was no one listed. Like if you go to that same wiki article that she just linked, like look at
The
family.
best part about Wikipedia is that anybody can edit it.
Yeah, look at family. There's no one listed under family, like kid wise. So, birth.
We have spent far too much time on this.
I see. Okay, I see the part where you're talking about. Ella ignored. Doesn't say the kid's name.
Who cares? It's immaterial. She can withstand. Then she gets up and goes pew pew pew. That's
Yeah.
it.
Only operator that can do that, by the way.
Capitao was tortured and he can't even do that.
That's true. Yeah.
I would
feel-
expect him to be able to.
Yeah, I feel like Capitao would have the wherewithal to do that.
But all right, same bomb site and the exact same entry pattern from Frosty. Playing down below in blue bar, he's going to buck away at those common spots that we'd seen prior when he was attacking upstairs on billiards in this pink bar, or whatever you want to call it.
Parker, that was your call. I'm just going with your thing.
I called it pink.
Okay.
You didn't agree.
No,
Down
I
goes
mean, it's
Maple.
fine
So
with
Frosty goes fishing with the skeleton key and then finishes off the kill. Not too long, though, for Frosty to get punished by Pox. They knew that the Buck was going to be playing in that spot. So Honor, at very least, is able to get the last laugh on that particular interaction. It's still good enough to give OB the opening duel, though, of which they have 3 of 4. So not a bad start.
Yes.
If things carry onward, the team so far that has gotten the opening pick has gone on to win the round. But obviously, this is a very different set of circumstances because the opening pick was immediately traded. How's that for your cost score? Also, there's a Blackbeard. I just figured we should get out of the way. It's on the board.
Yeah, that's cool.
And almost dead. Already broken one shield. Somehow in that entire fight, by the way, the shield didn't take a single point of damage. And Vision not aiming for the head.
Nope. I mean, it's better and safer to aim for the torso. Obviously, with the Blackbeard, that's just how you do. And I mean, if you take a look at statistics, which are publicly accessible on CGG's website, you'll notice that headshot percentage is not a big deal. Wolfseas takes down Cabal. So it's starting to fall out of control here for Oblivion and Honor are locking up these kills. And they're even going to get their players overhealed as we hit the last 25 seconds. That makes a whole lot of sense. Sun's going over to Vase. Nice shot from Pyrex, who will take down Pox, but he doesn't see the other player in Vase, and Envision's, in fact, the one to get that kill. He'll look for his third as he does clean it up. And Boomski, the last casualty, Honor, will take a solid round there on Hookah Billiards.
Michael, can you do me a favor and check the voice channel and make sure that they are not in here with us? Because one round after saying, bring a Wamai, they bring a Wamai. 2 rounds after saying, don't bring a Rook, bring a Doc, they bring a Doc.
They are not in our voice channel.
Thank you for confirming. I just wanted absolute confirmation on that one.
Production, are they in our voice channel?
Go for production. Are there invaders? We were told that they don't think so. The uncertainty from production is striking.
The uncertainty lingers.
The uncertainty, yes.
Oh, no. But I'm fairly certain they're not. That's the right pick, though, and I agree with you. You were talking about it when you first saw it over by Aqua. It actually had a profound effect on the round because it was able to, you know that article? It said profound, and now it's stuck in my head. Anyway, it had a large effect on the round. Because he was able to delay by Aqua for a substantial amount of time, thanks to his Wamai gadget, his Magnets.
Attackers have located a bomb.
I love the birds chirping on this map.
By attackers.
The ambient noises in this game are oftentimes charming, but casting, I wish we could turn them off.
Playing, I wish we could turn them off.
The speaker on border, the jukeboxes.
Oh, you know, you can shoot the speaker on border.
Yes, I know, from the desk. Yes.
Yes, from inside as a defender.
Yes, inside.
Wait, no, not everyone knows that, right?
No, I'm saying that I knew it.
Okay, yes.
You asked me, Michael,
well,
and
maybe,
I answered.
Maybe I asked chat, you know? You don't know. I mean, they're not going to be able to answer for a while.
Here's a question for you, chat. Is Michael cute?
Whoa.
Please cast your answer in the chat box below. I'll keep him busy for like the next 2 minutes.
I wonder what they're going to say.
What do you think they're going to say? They're not going to say no.
Well, they might, though.
Attackers have dropped the bomb.
I mean, somebody's going to say it.
Yeah, definitely a lot of people.
I mean, even if it's not a lot of people. I don't know. Anyway.
Well.
So their kitchen defense, Michael. So far, Honor has really liked 2 bomb sites. That's it. We are 5 rounds through. Both teams are tied. And because of the way that Honor goes, and then... Yep.
Are you sure it's 5 rounds? It feels like it's been 2.
Because of the sites.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. No, I was right there at the top of your screen, round 5.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't know if you knew that was there, Michael. Some people don't know that's there.
That is a handy dandy tool. Thanks, Parker.
Oh, Frosty just gets absolutely smoked. Wolf sees upstairs inside a luggage. This was the area that he'd patrolled before when he was playing on Vigil, and he looked quite patient. He's got a tough chance, or he's got a tough choice right now. Does he try to fight his way out or not? He's gonna swing, and he wins against Pyrex. Next in line, can he go for more? Pushed onto the top of Cool Vibes, secondary in hand. He's gonna have to hop out the window. This is a play you make when you're feeling good, but no, Bacchus shuts him down. Wolfsy's going for it all. The best defense is offense. It sure seems that way. 2 kills. Wolfsy's dies, wastes about a minute and a half in the process, and takes out the Zofia and the Buck. That's a win.
The real sad thing about that is if Wolfseas had reloaded his primary before vaulting that, he would have won the fight. He had his, I mean, the primary doesn't have ammunition, or doesn't have recoil, rather. The SMG-12, on the other hand, unwieldy, very hard to make work at in that situation, but it doesn't matter. Boomski will die later. Baka's already on low HP. Cabal now with all the pressure on his shoulders. So, we'll see if he can handle it. He's currently roam clearing on the other side of the map.
They might as well be playing on different maps right now with how far apart they are.
Yeah, that's really bad.
And with like no utility, they are in no way, shape, or form able to support one another unless they get side by side very quickly.
Ooh.
And I don't know if Tak was expecting Cabal in that spot. I think Tak was just checking, but regardless, what a shot from Cabal. He's got it going on right now and looking for more, but he can't find it. Maple gets it, and then Pox finishes it off. Honor haven't led so far on Coastline. But now they do. They're up 3-2.
They are the comeback masters. They came back on the last map. They're coming back on this map. Well, that was a really solid round there for Honor. It almost got thrown away. That was kind of scary for a second there, I'll be honest. Cabal was about to clutch up with the G8. But not so. Honor manages to lock the round down. We'll go to Penthouse Theater. Wait, Penthouse Theater? Okay. Parker, what year is it?
I am delighted. Oh, man, we saw a rook, and we're going to Penthouse Theater. We've been transported back to 2017, my friend.
Feels that way.
I mean, wasn't it the old Reciprocity team that pulled off a Penthouse Theater? And then we saw Bar Stock in the E-United Tempo Storm matchup just a couple days ago. So
maybe.
I mean, I think there is in defense of Penthouse Theater. All right, hold on. Before I say in defense of it, this bomb site is garbage. So bad.
Poop, poop, type, type.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yep.
It is almost impossible to defend unless you pull your brain out of your skull. That one window locks down most of the bomb site. You can't really adequately hold the wall in the bathroom. If you reinforce it off as Pox is doing, as long as you don't have a good cross on it, or nitro cells, or toxic canisters, they're just going to drop, and then you can't really do anything about it. Especially since they're probably all going to have ACOGs, you're going to rely an awful lot on the Doc to be able to quarterback this play from downtown, because he's going to have the ACOG. Like I said, you kind of need to dislodge your brain from your skull, because that big window is going to provide so much control. You see that white building all the way in the top left of your screen? Yeah, they can sit on that. The attackers can sit on that as well, so they can hold that angle from that far away if they don't want to go on a repel. So, I don't know. This bomb site's terrible to defend for the most part. 3 good bomb sites on Coastline. Go to them. Why we're seeing Penthouse Theater, not double bars, I won't know. But in defense of this bomb site, teams do like to pull out these weird sites that a lot of people don't play and then throw out some cheesy strat and you catch people off guard. And it's good enough for a one-off. And that's exactly what this is going to be. So we'll see what they're capable of doing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see how Penthouse plays out too. It's definitely a different site, and you know the way that these teams are playing is different. So maybe that'll work, right? Oh, Envision's taking a lot of damage there.
Maybe.
He's got a dock, so it should be fine. Call me a doctor.
Oh, good lord.
He's back to full HP.
All right. So, this has been the slowest round in terms of action so far. And of course, it comes on this unorthodox a bomb site, as you're going to find. Any of the gadgetry that was holding up the wall has been taken care of. But, I mean, there was none of it, and there never was. So, I mean, that's just the Buck trying to make sure that nobody's playing there. And with 6th pick on the board, you never really know what you're dealing with.
Yes.
3 separate players from OB are going to storm up the main stairs, and Tak is going to peek a little bit too early. Didn't need to. He could have played behind that shield a little bit more. Problem is, if that shield blew up, he would have taken an awful lot of damage. That was a Goyo shield. So next in line is going to be Envision to hold down 90, as at least Cabal has fallen off. 1 minute left. Pox gets onto the board, taking out Boomski. This is as perfect a time as ever for the Jaeger to swing, and there it is. Takes out Pyrex. Shot in the back, but he's able to get away with 75 HP. There's still 2 stims for Pox, but given that there's only 40 seconds left, don't know if they're going to be able to pull this off. Advantage right now is Honors.
And Fosty's to blame. Holding an angle onto the bathroom. And he'll lock down that rotation to the for the defender. Buck is also going to open up from below, but he's not going to be able to do anything directly. Bathroom has a hard floor, so this is not a ideal situation right now for the attack. The shield is a Goyo shield. Can be exploded, but it's not going to be. Baka will get Maple as he entries into the site, and he'll down Envision as well, who gets finished off by Frosty. There needs to be a plant, though, and that's essential. Only 1 player to cover, 1 player to plant. It's all going to be on Baka. Low HP. He's in the middle of a reload, and it just won't happen. 000 locked in, but he gets the plant down. Pistol out, and he's fighting now. How is this allowed to happen? Hawks will get the quad kill and lock down the round. But, jeez, Wolfsies. Finish him off. Stop trolling, man.
disabled
What
by defenders.
on
Bomb
earth
defusing test failed. Defenders
were the final 20 seconds of that round? Good God! Remember what did I say? How do you play this bomb site, Michael? What did I say you need to do? You take your brain
Oh, and you throw it out the window.
and you remove it from your skull.
Yeah, you get. Well, I was gonna say you get stupid with it. Yeah, get stupid with it. That's how you. That's how you win that site.
And that's what kind of happened.
Sometimes you gotta do that though, like for real.
And I said, I do think there is value in picking a weird, unorthodox bomb site, which Penthouse Theater has now been relegated to. I think there is value in picking that for a one-off because your opponents are in no world expecting to go to Penthouse. And there were a couple things that really did work in that particular defense. First, all of the members of OB decided to stack up by the back of Theater. They didn't really put any coverage over on Penthouse. They didn't really, focus on clearing out VIP. They didn't really focus that much on Guitar/Hall of Fame. They stacked up over towards the back of Penthouse, or over towards the back of Theater, and then underneath, which makes sense. You've got a Buck, you've got a Zof, whoever you want. Just put them underneath. Perfect. They're in a very advantageous spot. But Honor had structured their defense to want OB to do that. They had their Goyo shields. The two of them were positioned at 90, and then the other was in front of luggage door. Or rather, close to luggage door. They had NACOG playing back by bathroom, and all they had to fear was the Buck down below, but they could continue to move the dock wherever they wanted, out of range of the Buck. And when push came to shove, because teams aren't running a hard breacher, the only way that you are going to get in through that particular bomb site is through a door, because you can't hard breach the back of Theater. It was actually quite well played by Honor, if I'm being honest. It's a weird bomb site. I don't know how much structure they had going into it, but it worked out quite well, and they seemed to play it like you would play that bomb site in unpredictable fashion. They have a good start now as the side swap has happened, and Honor has moved on to attack, and they've taken out Boomski, who's, well, seems to have run dry, and now Cabal is gone too. The dock is off the board, and OB, within 40 seconds, find themselves in a 3v5.
Not a great situation to be in, that's for sure. Now, the Yana could play a major role here. I'm really interested in how that's going to work. We've seen Yana get played a lot in EUL, actually. I think about 15% influence, but don't quote me on that because I'm not looking at the stats right now. And she can be pretty useful. The main thing we see her used for is fake out entrying. So your Yana, kind of decoy will entry, and then somebody else with an actual gun follows it up, and then you get the trade in your favor. You're not actually incurring a casualty. And that's one of the key ways to use the Yana gadget. This time it's just going to be used for droning, no follow-up at all. Frosty trying to get on an aggressive angle, and he'll miss a lot of shots before finally landing one onto Wolfsies. Maple does nade his teammate, though. Pyrex is gone, so it's on Baka and Frosty, but Baka's showing up to the party as well. He'll lay down Tack, who just goes ahead and sits his butt on the ground downstairs. Well, there is no sight control here for the attack, so there's no real advantage for them. They have to enter in through these bottlenecks. The one thing that attack has going for it right now is the abundance of time.
Dart loaded.
Still a minute left. This categorized a lot of these pushes by early action. Expect the Maestro to just start swinging through the smoke and wait for the pitter-patter sound of the Alda as Maple is going for a plant right by the door, but Baka is completely blind. Looks like he managed to get away with a kill onto Maple, but now it's a 1v2 and a Vision will finish it off. First kill of their attack and the first attacking round victory as well for Honor. Ubisoft pays me $1 every time I say the name of another title, so I'm going to continue to get those in. It's 5-2. For Honor.
For Honor?
That's you can't just do that. You can't just say for Honor a bunch of times. They just
for Honor.
You just made like $10.
I know, dude. It's working so well. Oh my gosh. And now, okay, that round. Let's break that down. Let's talk about that. I like the way the attack Honor decided to focus on one objective. They got 2 picks early on. They did rush themselves a little bit. I need to critique that. I feel like it's important that I make note of the fact that there was plenty of time left on the clock when the attack was rushing into the site. They did not need to force site control. That was unnecessary. Almost threw that round away. Honor almost took that one and nosedived it into the ground by trying to do too many things at once with too much time left on the clock. And it's weird for me to say that because I'm used to critiquing teams for being too slow on attack. But sometimes, you know, when you got a man advantage, plenty of utility, you're on attack, you've got a whole minute to play out your round, and then you're rushing into site and letting dying in 1v1s when you could just consolidate forces and focus on out-muscling your enemy with abundance of forces. I don't know. It's questionable. But Honor managed to win it in the end because they got those early picks and because of their decisive man advantage. They had room to breathe, and they made it work. Although I will say it was way closer than it should have been. If Jaeger kills that player on Hookador and then manages to get safe from the player on Repel, we're talking about a 1v1 there, and that could be either teams.
Totally different ball game.
Yeah. Possibly even football. Which one? You'll never know.
It is a football.
Yes. I'm not sure what we're talking about anymore, but yes.
I think we're talking about Frosty swinging on Pox, not hitting a single shot. And again, that's a ballsy play to make. Obviously, OB trying to work the best they can and just using the raw power at their disposal. It's not working out. They surrender an opening pick yet again. These teams are actually even on opening picks so far. And people might wonder, why do we keep mentioning and harping at the opening pick? It's because the stats are something like 70 to 80% of the teams that get the opening pick end up winning the entire round. Now, another pick as well will come in for Honor. Baka takes out Tak before retreating through Hall of Fame, and that barricaded off double door will confront Pox, who is trying to determine the location of the castle. It's just a UMP, they said. You don't need to worry about it, they said.
Worst gun of the game, they said.
I'm old as
heck. Oh, he said it.
I'm old as that, so I got the worst gun in the game. But they don't really need to worry about Baka right now off-site, but you do need to be wary of the castle getting back as quickly as they can, and do bear in mind that with the addition of the Super Shorty, Baka is capable of dropping a hatch and getting back quickly. Only thing is that there aren't a lot of hatches whatsoever that exist on this map, so you don't need to worry too much about it. Boomski takes down Wolfseas, and there are the smoke, so obviously this execute is well formed. The Iana drone had gone on in to try and see if they could figure out where the Jaeger was, as the fire will spread, but it isn't doing any damage just yet. There's another kill for Boomski, who will manage to trudge through the fire and heal up. A little bit over-healed, actually. No stim pistols remaining. So what was an advantage for Honor is now falling, and will continue to fall. Maple in a 1v3. This could have been match point for Honor, but it seems to be a little bit out of reach, at least for the remaining 30 seconds. Iana swings in, can't get through the doorway, takes a bunch of damage from 2 separate operators on defense. That whole soft wall is entirely closed. That's actually quite bad for OB, but right now, it's great because there's no way for Maple to be able to get through. This is just prolonging the inevitable at this point, because Iana has no clue where any of the defenders are. Boomski just finishes it off. Grants mercy to Honor, and, well, OB picks up their third round.
Ground for Boomski, just playing inside a kitchen, peeking, taking fights, and winning those fights, and that's the end of that story. I'm really not sure what was...
It was a short story.
Was, yes. Very short story, yeah.
Like a novella.
It was less than 1 page, actually, if you're interested.
Wow, that's a really short story. Would that be... That sounds more like a letter.
Possibly 1 sentence,
poem?
Actually. Singular sentence. We could say a poem.
A single sentence, that seems like a quote.
Yeah, you could even go that far. It is...
We've gone from short story to novella to single page to quote, or to poem to quote.
Yes. We have...
that's some serious editing.
Hang on.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many
Hang
bombs
on.
as they can.
I'm hanging on as we go to the double bars.
Thing. I'm going to do something.
Attackers have located a bomb.
The first time that we have seen this bomb site. That sounds very strange to say. Through 9 rounds, the double bars will finally rear its head. Peculiar to say the least, especially since we got to see Penthouse Theater beforehand. This means that every bomb site on Coastline has now been played. We get very close to that every single time because it is a 3-site rotation and every single map has 4 bomb sites. So when you add that a good defensive team will go to 3 bomb sites, depending on the map, there might be, not always a given, there might be a 4th bomb site on the menu. Oregon, I call them the redheaded stepchildren. In this case, for Oregon, it's that dining hall, mess hall, whatever you want to call it, kitchen bomb site, which we've seen a couple times, but obviously it's seldom played. On this map, it's Penthouse Theater, but we already saw it. So now we'll go down to the double bars. And if you look at the setup, OB likes to run this utility soak setup to a certain extent. They are omitting a Wamai to go with a little bit of half and half. They've got intel from the Maestro and the Mozzie, and then they've got the utility soak as well from Baka, and then Frosty. And then the lineup that you see present for Honor means that the Capitao is not going to be countered by a Wamai. And given the fact that Honor has run a Capitao now on all 3 of their attacking rounds, you would think that the Wamai would not be omitted from this lineup.
You'd think so, but not so. Or, well, yeah, it is omitted, but, you know, you'd think it wouldn't be. It is, yeah. It's still trying to hold on to Office, though, without the Wamai. That's very dangerous. I hope they have an ADS there. Doesn't sound like they do. So Pyrex is going to have a difficult time holding on to that position. I say that as he kills Envision. He's actually got assistance here, too. It's Frosty. So, as you can tell, Oblivion, a very aggressive hold of the Office. And, yeah, they're managing to make it work pretty well for themselves. Wolfsies will take down Frosty. Lose a lot of HP in the process, though, and Pyrex is still there. So this engagement should go the way of Pyrex in the future. The fact that Wolfsies is droning himself in is real bad. I think someone tried to open up from above, which forces Pyrex to move, and Wolfsies will get the kill. Peak dead.
That's essentially that's what that sound was.
Okay.
Maple was standing watching the sunrise window in case there was a jump out, as there'd been a little bit of a breach, and oh, what a play from Cabal. Well played, actually, to just level tack and then waste no time to immediately get towards another part of the map.
Okay.
And there's another. Wow. On to Pox.
Okay, then.
Cabal is just, he's feeling it. He is feeling it, my friend.
Yeah, Cabal is on top of things right now, and Honor now on the back foot because of that. They've got 45 seconds left, which is actually a lot of time, but I don't think it really matters. It's mostly about the man count right now. Is he just peeking? Is that Maestro he's just peeking? And he falls off the angle, rightfully so. Really should be waiting right now. Wolfsies will be downed on a long angle by Baka in the main lobby, leaving just Maple once again in a 1v3. Wolfsies gets picked up at the very least. Cabal should be able to flank through the drop, but he's just going to open it to distract his opponents. That's smart. And the waiting game continues. Mark's going into the site. Here comes the rush. Boomski somehow kills someone with that spray, and Baka will finish things off as he headshots Maple. Parker, so we were talking about sentences and paragraphs and books and stuff. And so I wanted to I wrote a haiku.
You wrote a haiku
for that round. Yeah,
you wrote a haiku in the middle of the round.
Yeah, for the kitchen defense. I'm a little behind here, but it goes like this. It was for the kitchen defense. Attack, tried, execute. Boomski was just way better. Defense wins the round. Yay.
I mean, I didn't count syllables, but sounds great.
It was. I checked it.
I'm more impressed with how quickly you wrote a haiku. Like, I get it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't particularly eloquent, but it is a haiku, and the syllables were right. So
I thought with the true haiku, the first 2 sentences had to make sense, and the third one had to be something unrelated.
Something like that. I don't know, but the syllables are right though.
Damn.
Honor's losing control of this match.
Yeah, they are tantalizingly close to being able to put this one away. They took map number 1. Coastline is Honor's map. And what we are finding right now is it is a defender-sided Coastline to fly in the face of an attacker-sided Oregon. So, can't wait to go to Clubhouse and have the attackers win every round. That's what it kind of looks like right now. But back upstairs to who could they go? Double bar defense, obviously, or...
Attackers are heading out to
rather rather the double bar defense worked out quite well. I don't suspect we'll see a penthouse theater from Oblivion. So this is going to be the rotation that is going to continue to hold. Hookah did not work out in Oblivion's favor, and they better hope for a superior result. They've droned out the Moz. He's playing a tight angle, and he swings, and he gets taken out by Wolfsey's, actually credited with the kill. It sure looked like Pox was the one to do it, but that's an unfortunate position to find themselves in. Pox taking a bit of damage, and then just nearby is the Nomad of Wolfsey's, and this is a very puzzling entrance right now. there's been an awful lot of action, and there hasn't really been a rhyme or a reason to most of it.
Parker, I wrote another haiku, but I'm worried that it won't be meaningful.
Stop writing haikus!
If Honor wins this round. But if Honor loses this round, I will tell you what the haiku is. I'm more proud of this one. I liked it more.
Oh my goodness.
The nade lands behind Aqua Bar, and no one's there to catch it. Cabal adeptly rotating away, and he'll rotate back as he realizes there's no more nades in Tack's hands. But there are plenty of bullets in Envision's magazine, and he'll take down Cabal on the transfer. Good droning there from Maple to say that rotate was happening. And now Oblivion will be in a significant man disadvantage. This is looking a lot more like the typical Honor, the one that we expected to see through those last two rounds, but were nowhere to be found.
This has also just been OB getting a little bit too loose with how they're playing on defense. They are, once again, they're going back to peeking. They're playing very up front. It looked like the Mozzie wasn't being as actively supported as they could have used. And the problem is that, you know, you don't like that. Why do you do that? Like, I get it. It's a 3v5, but like, you don't need to peek that if you're the Maestro. That is...
Yep. I don't know.
It is confounding to me that is exactly what would happen. For somebody like Boomski, who was good in that first map, he's kind of fallen off the earth in the second map to a certain extent. You've now put all the weight on a Frosty's shoulders. Things are going to get more challenging as Maple's getting the diffuser down, and Frosty will have to stop it, but he's playing on an upside-down rappel. Very nearly a flawless round. Honor had only lost a single body. They got all the 5 kills, and they don't even need to get the diffuser down. They're on match point and series point.
Parker, my haiku doesn't make sense anymore, but can I say it anyway?
Fine.
Okay. Well, it doesn't make sense, so keep that in mind. Honor lost the lead. Oblivion closes in. We are all surprised. Syllables are correct. It's 6-4 though for Honor, so it didn't work because Honor's still winning. So I'm going to write one for that.
I never thought I would have to plead for my co-caster to stop writing haikus on air, but please.
Okay, I'll stop.
Stop writing haikus.
Okay, so that round was quite interesting. It was mostly just an Aqua take. There was nothing too crazy about it, but what was interesting was the way that Oblivion was playing. Way too aggressive, way too wild. They were just peeking stuff without a care in the world, just moving all over the place. Just, chaos, pandemonium. But that's that's what we've been seeing through this whole match. So it's not exactly surprising. It is interesting always, but it's not surprising. The thing that I wish I could tell Oblivion is just, chill. Take a deep breath. If you're Doc and you're running away from Aqua Bar, maybe fall back to site instead of trying to retake Aqua Bar. Because if you fall back to site, you're Doc, you can heal your teammates for 1. And you can use your MP5 on a long angle for 2 to deny the push in from Aqua. And yeah, that's it. That's the end of that story. But he decides to push back and he dies. He's trying to retake a position that the enemy already has control of. And there's more of that. You saw that through the entire round from Oblivion. It's just peek, 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 go, go, go. And I get it. But it's what both of these teams have been doing through this entire match. But at the same time, it's still giving me headache.
A headache.
Yeah. I could feel the pounding in the front of my skull right now.
There is too much peeking in this matchup, that's for sure. And I get it, it's your play style, I get it, but it's not reliable taking these gunfights. You're flipping a coin half the times these teams, honestly, like that right there.
Why?
That Jaeger very easily could have gotten a kill as somebody peeked through the doorway, which is Pox, who's going to play on Zofia.
Right.
Like, you very easily could have just won that gunfight by peeking. But you also could have lost it. And you didn't need to take it. Like, I get it, the Jaeger gets a couple pot shots in and then backs off, fine. But if that was like the only time we really saw it, okay. But we keep seeing it time and time again.
It's this whole match. Like that is what almost all of the engagements have been. That's why my head is going thud thud, you know. But I mean, you know, yeah, like Parker said, we get it. It's the play style, and it is what it is, right? It's not as if, I mean, these teams are here for a reason, but at the same time, it's a little weird. And we're just trying to take it as we go. Wolfseas is playing really well. So is Pox. Look at them.
Yeah, they are really thriving in this particular setup. Pox is going to stay on the Polish ops for most of the time, as that could have been a kill, actually. The Doc peeked out and swung, challenging onto that angle. And you can see that OB is not happy with all of their setup, and they are, again, leaving those 2 kitchen walls soft. They can be destroyed by an explosive, and, well, Pox has, you know, the tools to do it. He's going to stun the Doc, and there's one of the explosives going off. Time for a little bit of concussion blasts into the back of the bomb site. He sees the Doc for about a second. Frag grenades in hand. They get tossed out. There's a flash as well as they miss their target onto Boomski. He's surviving everything so far.
Oh,
a beautiful
no.
shot. Once again, you don't need to peek that. But okay, that one actually works out quite well. Yana's drone inside of the site spots Boomski. Wish that one had happened maybe a little bit sooner. There goes a firebolt. Cabal takes down a Vision, and it's a heavy lead right now for Oblivion.
The heavy side to follow that up. Wolfseas losing a lot of HP inside of Garden. Once again, this feels like deja vu, Parker, but this time Oblivion have more manpower. The first time it was Boomski against the world, right? This time it's Oblivion holding out, Boomski at the forefront. He's still just winning his gunfights inside a kitchen. All this man is doing is peeking every single possible angle one at a time. That's all he's doing. And he's going to lose it this time, but he's a Doc, so he's back in the action. And as the push comes in from the Yana, he'll be finished off by Boomski's teammates. Tak, the only attacker left, and he's taken down. Not able to find the scoreboard. Oblivion clean up another round, and we come ever closer to overtime.
Honor cannot take their foot off the gas if they want to put this one away because, well, OT could end up being a coin toss. This feels like a match that we casted. What was it? I think it was the Challenger League match that we casted last Friday where we said this could be over in 1 round or it would be over in an hour and a half. We're about to hit the midnight mark here on the East Coast as it's been about 6 hours so far. And a big part of that has been, well, it was actually the issue with the DDoSing that was going on earlier. Most of the servers like across the entire globe were down. So we were
We had the delay.
We were a little bit behind.
And then we had like one player who couldn't get in for 20 minutes or something like that.
Something like that.
And then it was pretty straightforward since then, at least. Yo, Parker, remember back in the day when Siege would crash, not Siege would crash, but like some kind of problem would present itself every other round? Remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
Back when you people complain about like bugs and crashes and this and that in Siege in 2020, and it's true that they exist in some form here and there. But oh my gosh, it was so much worse. Dude, competitive Siege was such a thing back then because you would have 2 to 3 rounds get played, and then suddenly someone's not got sound, and then another 2 to 3 rounds, and then someone disconnects, and it's just, one thing after another. And granted, those things, some of those still exist, but man, it's so much better than it used to be. We've had one problem today, and it wasn't Siege related. It's been a long day too.
There you have it.
Yeah.
And it could still be longer. If we go to overtime, you basically go into a shootout in a best of 3 series or best of 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Who comes out on top? We have no idea. The one thing I will say is that there's been some inconsistency with Honor's entry thus far, and a lot of it has really been coming down to Oblivion. Oblivion is going to be talked about quite a lot, and a big reason for that is because they take fights. They just take fights on defense. They roam not just to waste time, but they roam for kills. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. In this particular case, it doesn't work as 2 members of Oblivion are removed surgically before Tak is punished. And Tak has not been a formidable opponent on the scoreboard so far, sitting at 1, 1, and 9. That's not exactly where you want to be as the Buck, but that's okay because Wolfseas has been putting in good work, and Vision breaks double digits as well as Pock sitting at 10. So as long as Honor can go back to the drawing board and not just blindly rush into their death, realize you have 1 minute and 45 seconds. Realize you still have drones left. and you've got an abundance of time for you to just be able to go on in, you can make this work. You've still got some bodies off site from Oblivion, so that's something to keep in mind. And you want to be patient about it, but it's still definitely doable, and it's very winnable for Honor right now.
Vertical control. Slow push. I like that. I like that Honor is pumping the brakes. I know you said they needed to go gas, gas, gas. Gas, gas, gas. But they're pumping the brakes. They're using their advantage, and they're setting up an attack onto the B-bomb site. They're opening up behind the Sunrise bar. They know they got to pick there, but they're making sure no one's going to rotate late. They'll find Frosty. That's big. He's going to need to rotate. He has. That's also big. And he'll be able to push up on Wolfseas. So equalized. That's a good pick. I know we're not supposed to be peeking Parker, but that's actually a good aggression there from Frosty. He needed to equalize the man count. He's done just that. The flank from main lobby will get Pox as well. Firebolt a little too late there from Envision. Now to 2v2. Again, the peek works out. Ooh, opportunity seized upon. Envision gets Frosty, and that could be the final nail in this coffin. It'll be Gbaka to try and dig up the coffin from below. Maple goes for the plant. Envision needs to cover. He's doing just that, and there it is. Honor will take map number 2, and thus the series.
A great day for Canada, and therefore the world.
Maple syrup!
There you have it. He's probably going to find a haiku.
No, I'm not going to do a haiku.
They were very good, though, I will say.
Yes.
I was very impressed that you were able to write haikus on the fly, and I hope that you, and I'm talking to you in particular, you the viewer, I hope you appreciated the haikus as well.
Yes.
So, let's bring Jackie in, and we'll slice and dice our way through that series.
Yay! So Honor takes it in 2, 7-5 in that last map. They get the first seed for stage 2. And Tara, I was hoping for those at home, you can basically break down what that means and why that's important.
We have standings to visualize it, by the way. We don't have standings. No.
No.
We have. Oh, after the replay, we'll bring up the standings.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, with Challenger League, there are 2 relegation spots at the tail end of every phase at which new blood gets to come in. And then, very similarly to what we see out of the US division and the Canada division, there are, of course, groups, and you want to finish atop that group, then you end up in a better group for the next phase as it resets.
So basically, it just puts them in better positioning.
Yes, and they get first seed for the next phase? If I remember correctly. Phase, not stage.
Wow. I think we were supposed to say stage, but...
Well, it's phase.
It's
phase
Friday.
For the first one,
Stage,
stage
we're
for
winging
the
it.
second one. The stage
Yes,
is the bigger.
it's
the
okay.
phase is the smaller.
I'm really bad with that. I'm really bad with stage and phase because I almost use them interchangeably. Same with map
I know,
and
they kind of
matchup.
sound similar.
I always use match and map
I get it.
like interchangeably. Realize that's not the case. Here are your scores, by the way.
Yay, the graphic you were talking about. So there you go, everyone watching at home. So, you know, this is our first time doing a broadcast this season on the Canada Challenger League. So I wanted to ask y'all if you could give these teams some advice. I know that we gave the 2 teams we were watching today some specific advice, but maybe just some general advice for these teams that are competing in the Canada Challenger League here. So I'll start off with Kicks.
So my advice is keep grinding. It's gonna take some time. You know, we talked about this briefly during the Canadian division. This is a new region, and the Canadian division is going to need time to grind. The Canadian Challenge League is going to need time to grind. I just think that don't expect to hit above where you find yourself right now. I think that just take it one step at a time. Don't try to make too many leaps and bounds. Focus on yourself. Identify your own play style and move from there. One step at a time. You're like we're like what 3.5, 4 years behind now, so it's gonna take a while.
And Tara, what's your advice?
I mean, I think the general advice that we've that we've been giving out during this
Oh
matchup
no.
would
You're muted.
I'm not
What did you
muted. There we go,
do?
it works. Yeah, I was
Okay.
talking, the stream could hear me, you couldn't hear me.
Oh.
The one piece of advice that I think that we gave during the course of the match, for both of these teams, I think applies to everybody else. Kix nailed it when he said, you're behind. Don't pretend you're not behind. Look at what is happening and don't maybe, try to rush it too much. And I think the big thing is it's very common for newer regions while they're finding their footing to try and reinvent the wheel. You don't really. I mean, APAC has done a masterful job of finding small changes, like bringing in Finca a ton, playing shields more obviously than we see in other regions. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I think some of these teams are relying too much on mechanics that they've learned in amateur leagues. Throw that out, start scrimming really good teams if you can get those scrims, adhere to those scrim schedules, stay disciplined, and be willing to admit when you make mistakes. Time and time again, we see Challenger League teams opting to make a roster move instead of changing up their roles or changing up their strats or changing up, which sites they play, which maps they play, etc. It's always easier to find a scapegoat than it is to actually develop self-discipline and realize that all of you have ways that you can improve.
And typically we are watching the U.S. Challenger League during this time spot. This was a little bit different this time. And, I know that we were talking about how this region is trying to develop, but we are waiting on that interview to come in with the winner. So I just thought maybe we could talk about U.S. Challenger League and how it's different from the Canadian Challenger League. Kix, I'll throw this one to you.
You want me to talk about the okay? I mean, it's just it's the same kind of differences between the U.S. division and the Canadian division. There's not a whole lot else to talk about. I mean, in terms of meta and play style, there's a lot of emulation going on the Canadian side right now. Like I said, that's part for the course. You're going to expect that. You need to start somewhere. I'd say there's not a lot of line to be drawn. And again, I'm gonna caution for patience and time that is required for these things to grow. That's it. That's all there is really to say. It's the same exact connection. They're just different regions. It's a new blossoming region. Give it time.
All right. Well, we have Pox on deck from Honor. Pox, congratulations on the victory. How are you feeling?
Feeling amazing. Thank you, Jackie. We had no idea what Oblivion was going to throw at us coming in. So it feels good. Feels good to win. Yeah.
Yeah. Not knowing much about what to expect. What was your team strategy?
Our strategy really, we knew they played a lot of Monty Clash, especially Baka. We've heard all about his Monty skills. I think a lot of the kind of like tier 2, tier 3 scene notes about him. So we just kind of got rid of the Monty, hoped that they couldn't drone very well and played to our strengths. And I think it worked out for us.
So you got the first seed for stage 2. Congratulations again. What are your team's goals moving forward? What prize is your eye on? I guess I could say, what do you guys want to achieve?
Of course, we want to win stage 2. We want to get to Pro League. We want to win that relegation match and just keep succeeding. Really, that's all it really comes down to. Is we just want to keep getting better, keep winning if we can, and yeah, just keep it up.
And, I've been telling the audience that, this is the first time this season that we're showing the Canadian Challenger League. So how cool is it to be on broadcast? Are you excited about that?
Yeah, it feels amazing. Feels amazing to be number one, too. That's really the big thing is that we're streamed again. Me, Envision, as his name is, and Wolfsey's all played in the Canada Nationals. So we're familiar with the Twitch space. But, yeah, it feels great to be back, and it feels good to win.
Aw, yeah. Say hi to Mom.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. And Granny. I live with my grandmother, and she's just the best.
Aww.
Just take care of me. So, yeah.
I love it. Well, congratulations again, and thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you. Nice talking to you, Jackie.
All right, let's bring it back to Kixon and Taro, and so much enthusiasm there. It's we obviously are digesting a lot of the U.S. division, so it's kind of refreshing to see these people just so excited about their wins and just moving up in their own way. So congratulations again to them. But I know we touched on it a little bit, but I believe we want to bring up the bracket again and just kind of talk about how the whole Canada Challenger League is going to play out. We can do just a quick recap. And Tara, I'll put you in the hot seat for that one again. So
All right, so it's stage 2. Not phase. It should be up in just a second.
Yes.
Also, before we get there and before we have the visual representation of which teams finished where, it was Envision, Wolfsies, and Pox who played for Thread the Needle, which was the jersey that he was wearing. They went up against Team Canada in the Canada Nationals. I don't know if this graphic is going to finish, but basically what happens is at the tail end of this phase is that very similar to what we see with the US division, the top team out of Canada Challenger League is going to face off against the bottom team out of the Canada division. So yes, it is a more advantageous placing for Honor finishing first overall. The top 4 obviously should be happy. Valors and Akara are gone. They're relegated. That's a rough go. They can, I actually don't know if they can requalify. I'm assuming that they can probably go through the quals because there are quals every single stage for these teams to get back in. But they'll have to try again. As for the rest of the teams, good luck. And then there's going to be a scramble to see which team ends up finishing atop Challenger League, because then you've got that coveted spot in the Canada division. And right now, Livid finished last, but obviously there's a reset after the major, so there's still another chance to see, as relegations are only once a year.
Awesome job there. Thank you so much, Intero. Kix, do you have a haiku to... Haiku, I just said the anime name, haiku,
No.
to wrap up the show? No haiku.
Nope.
Kix knows what I'm talking about. Intero's like, why would you say that?
I don't.
Anyway, moving on. It's Friday. We're all ready to go home. Thank you so much for watching the CL play and the Canada division, and we will see you next week, Monday and Wednesday. Tons of awesome pro play. Big thank you to my casters. Big thank you to the crew at home. We love you all to pieces. Everybody have a great Friday. We appreciate y'all.